that was shown before the top 8. So here we go.
Evolution. Get high! Top 8.
All right, that was pretty cool. I'm a fan of that. All right, so that's what they showed right before they went into the top 8, which is right here. All right. So, what I wanted to say about this was, so the preamble is, I'm not here to talk about which season was the best season or the worst season. If that's in your agenda to talk about that, then I'm going to have to ask you to keep that to yourself, I think. This is going to be, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about what I like, a little bit about what I like and what I don't like from each season as it happens. Or like, oh, I'm glad they changed that, or this was cool, I'm sad that it's no longer there, or something like that. But I'm not going to be making any case about this game sucks or this game is great or whatever. That's not what we're doing to do here. As a reminder, I was a big enough fan of Season 1 to go buy an Xbox One for the game, despite not really wanting to own an Xbox One at all. And I was on the forums debating different people for the last 3 years, and I was a fan of each season. So all the way back to Season 1, I bought an Xbox, and Season 2, I was a big defender of the game. It wasn't always perfect, but I liked a lot about what they did. And in Season 3, I still like what they did. So, each season has its own pros and cons, but yeah. We're not here to debate and argue over that. So we're just here to enjoy the matches and talk a bit about, where the seasons have come and gone, what was in the game back then, what isn't in the game anymore. And yeah. So in case people are in the chat and I'm going to talk a little bit about what made Season 1 different from the other seasons. So if you were new to the game in Season 2 or Season 3, well, especially Season 3, but if you were relatively new to the game in general, you may not have known what Season 1 was like. Excuse me. What it was like was... so there was a couple big things. First of all, the main changes you will see is that damage is low for pokes. So, for example, Jago's anti-air uppercut in Season 3 does like 15 to 16% damage. In Season 1, it did like 5% or 6%, Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that's very low damage, which means jumping is okay, is good. You know, the jumping is not really worth the, but getting punished for jumps is not really a big deal. And if you get poked in neutral is not really a big deal. Combo breakers were hard knockdown. You will notice that probably the most out of any difference in this game. So whenever somebody combo breaks, the pace just really grinds to a halt in Season 1. There's a good 3 to 4 second downtime while the player gets hard knockdown. And not only that, the offense or the person who broke gets basically their most ambiguous offense, because you're hard knockdown and they can do a meaty cross up on you, or they can do all sorts of dirty stuff. So combo breakers were a way for you to actually start your own offense in Season 1. They were quite powerful. The other main change that's worth talking about is that Shadow Enders did a flat amount of damage. So they were not based on your Ender level at all. They just did a set amount of damage, which means at level 1, they were a very strong way to end your combos. So what you would see a lot, and I don't know if we'll see it in this a lot, but as the game was progressing towards Season 2, basically that was the entire way you did combo. You did something into a 1 chance into Shadow Ender, and it was like between 30 and 35% all the time. And it was basically always a guest break, and you basically never counter broke because you didn't need to. You would just take your 1 in 3 chance and you would do Shadow Ender. Even for the characters that had really free-form manuals like Juggle, it turns out that was the best strategy for him even. So you'll probably see that quite a bit, is that short combos into Shadow Enders will be very common here. Other things to note is that there were no restrictions on manuals after linkers. So Juggle, for example, could link any manual, including heavies, after any of his linkers, including lights. Most characters could do at least heavy manual after medium linker. So even if you didn't get the light linker, you could at least do medium. It was kind of the Wild West. You could do whatever. The frame data was just set in sort of an arbitrary way. So, if the Shadow Ender thing wasn't such a big deal, then we would have seen a lot more freeform combos. And one of the competitors in top 8 here, Grims, who plays Juggle, was well known for doing lots of manuals in his combos. And I think it might not have been the best strategy in the end, but by the time Eva was around, he was still doing lots of manuals. There was something else I wanted to say that I forgot. Oh yeah, the breaker rules are different in this game. So there is no, if you're in the air, there's no way to cash out damage. So Shadow Enders, as like Juggles, do not cash out damage in this game. The only way to do an Ender that cashes out damage is to do a grounded combo into a standard Ender. There's no combo breaking in the air. So if the offensive player is in the air, you can't combo break it. If the defensive player is in the air, he can combo break. But if, like for example, a Sadirah Juggle cannot be broken. Although Sadirah is maybe the most Juggle heavy character in this game, so you probably won't see it too much outside of her. There are safe counter breakers in this game. So it's pretty common for you to get, and you'll see it with Sadirah, is that she'll put you in a web and then counter break, and then, you'll get, the projectile will stay around, so you'll get trapped by the web, but you won't get a chance to punish. What else? There was only 8 characters in this game, Season 1. So they were up to full gore, so Shadow Juggle wasn't in this game. He was a Season 2 edition. He was in this game as a skin, but not as a full-fledged character. The top characters in the game, I think, were universally agreed upon to be Sadirah, Juggle, and Sabrewolf. I think those 3 were like universally agreed as the top 3 in some order, but probably Sadirah at the top. Either way, you will see basically a lot of those characters, and because there's only 8, there's not a ton of variety in this top 8, unfortunately. What else to say? Oh yeah, I'll talk about each character and their strengths and weaknesses as they come up. I don't think every character is represented in this top 8. Like, I don't think Fulgore shows up. I don't think Spinal shows up. But I think you'll see lots of Jago, Sabrewolf, and Orchid. Jago, Sabrewolf, and Sadirah. Alright, so this is the top 8 for EVO 2014. Remember, this is the first year. KI was released in November of the previous year. So it has been out for about 7 months, 8 months maybe. there was quite a few tournaments leading up to EVO. So there was like NCR and SCR and a couple other majors. But still largely, this is kind of the definitive, the first definitive big tournament for KI where, you know, East and West all met and all this sort of stuff. It was a big deal, I think, for a lot of people who were interested in KI at the time. But yeah, the game is still quite fresh and new. And despite, you know, 6 to 8 months is not really a ton of time. Even though there's only 8 characters, there's still a lot of strategies people were not quite sure about. But so, okay, here we go. So it's Rico and T-Swag. Look how young T-Swag looks. You see this kid? Look at this kid. He must be 12 years old. He plays Sadirah, does T-Swag, and I think Rico plays Thunder in this match. So the main thing you will see about Sadirah is she has what was called the spin to win, right? So because of the way the combo breaker system worked and the way openers worked in Season 1, you could trick the game into thinking everything wasn't, or repeated applications of her spin special move were all openers and therefore unbreakable. There was no three move rule in Season 1. So in Instinct, Sadirah got somewhere between 70 and 80% unbreakable damage. One chance to break damage. And I don't know if Sadirah or if T-Swag gets it off against Rico, but Rico plays Thunder. And Thunder, despite not being in the top 3, is I think a decent counter to Sadirah has a decent matchup against Sadirah because of the way he plays in the air with DPs. In the main difference between Season 3 Thunder and Seasons 1 and 2 Thunder was quite pronounced, but he could special cancel the landing frames of his Dragon Punch. So he had something that, lots of famous Thunder players would call DP, right? Where you would do repeated applications of DP, and as soon as you landed, you wouldn't suffer any landing recovery, you would just immediately DP again. You could also do DP into Shadow Grab. So you could do it into any special move. Or you could do DP into Ankle Slicer and low crush somebody trying to punish you. But it kind of keeps you either upper body or lower body invincible the entire time. And it was, I think, pretty degenerate. That's one thing I definitely don't miss about Season 3 is that Thunder lost that. But yeah, you will see that probably from Rico a lot here. Okay, let's see how this goes.
Everybody, welcome to EVO 2014 here in Las Vegas. This is Filthy Rich, and I am joined today by my main man, Mr. Maximilian.
I miss Filthy Rich.
How's it going, man? Very happy to be here for literally the stage of history for Killer Instinct today and top 8 at EVO.
Yes, that is right. Today we are bringing the best of the best in the world right here in the arena that we all know as EVO, and it's going to be an intense matchup, and we are jumping right into things with Rico Suave on 1P and T.
I like the Season 1 versus screen.
One of the players we
I like it a lot better than Season 3's. I think Season 3's versus screen looks pretty gross.
Earlier in top 16, going up against one of the best Thunders in the world
right
right now.
Another DP starts.
So jumping right into it, I think there's a lot of things.
So there's the hard knockdown, right? You can see.
Is the most important
we got a bit of a audio glitch
so
here.
We got to see exactly what's going on, folks. So right now we're just getting things going on, and Thunder definitely has the lead with just a little bit
keep that in mind when you watch. See, look at this.
Nice, quick shadow into.
Look at this one chance damage.
Has the lead
Watch your life. This is opener.
just a little bit over
One
30%.
chance. So this is still level 1, right? Watch the damage.
Nice, quick shadow into command grab. This will do a lot of good damage. Rico's gonna rely on that one.
So like 34, right? And that was basically because of the high meter build in Season 1. Like, look, he still has another bar. They've barely been fighting, right? This is like 10 Killer Instinct seconds. She has 1 3/4 bar, and he had 2 full bars because he just spent 1, right? They haven't even, she hasn't even done anything. She hasn't hit her more than this, and he's already got 2 bars. Season 1 meter was really crazy high, and because of that, this one chance into shadow thing was really prevalent.
A lot of times during this fight.
So what you just saw there was a safe jump and option select by Thunder, beating out the one thing that could actually beat him out.
So see,
exactly, and what Rico's doing is making Sadirah's instinct worthless right now, and that trade is
trade.
Absolutely worth it too.
See, Rico could have killed here, right? If he does one chance into shadow. Instead, he does one chance into regular damage under, which does scale. So definitely 10% versus 30%, right? And I think definitely you didn't need to save the meter. Because you build so much in this game, you shouldn't be saving meter almost ever.
Alright, Rico now with a very heavy lead. Is also with the lead with Meter as well. Let's see what he can do.
Thunder's got one of the more effective
So
tools against Sadirah.
T-Swag
His
has not-
uppercut can
well,
actually
that was
go
fast enough
through
to beat that, huh?
projectiles and hit her out of the air. Very preemptive
Good.
counterbreaker
It was not
from
a big
T-Swag, trying to get something going.
punish on the counter break, so that's not a bad try from T-Swag. Remember, he's really nervous, right? T-Swag is so nervous. I remember talking to him about this, or hearing him talk about this later. He said he was like the most nervous he's ever been in his life. So it kind of shows in his play where he definitely kind of just holds up a lot and gets clipped by a lot of stuff. But I like that counter break because it basically tries to calm him down a little bit. It's a way for him to, like, you know, settle down. You know, if it worked, it would have been great. He would have gotten 50% or 40%, whatever. But it was a way for him to try and settle down a bit. Yes, I also missed the blue meter. It's way clearer than the purple meter in
Rico's
Season
kind of
3.
dominating this fight at the moment. He's kind of got
Big punish.
Sadirah in a
Oh,
loop
not a
right
big
now.
punish,
Here we
come
go.
on.
T-Swag's got a chance to bring it back.
And this is all Unbreakable in Season 1.
Decent damage.
So for 1 meter,
Bring it
Sadira
back.
gets
Dominating this fight at the
19%
moment.
minimum on her
He's
throws.
kind of got Sadirah in
Right.
a loop right now. Here we go. T-Swag's got a chance to bring it back.
Probably you could do a little more even, but
Decent
you
damage.
can't break any of that.
Ooh, just in time. Rico missed her.
Right now, T-Swag.
There's no landing recovery on any of the Sadirah stuff. You see that? He tried to punish. You see that?
Right now, T-Swag just trying to find a way.
See him he tried to punish this landing thing, and there's just no landing recovery.
He is glued to that jump button.
That's something they changed in Season 2 for Sadirah, where she got a lot more landing
There is
recovery.
one thing T-Swag
But it's quite
likes
easy
to
for
do.
her to
Likes
run away
do
like
is
this.
hold up a lot, and that's what Sadirah is the most powerful.
Alright, so this is the second
But yeah,
attempt
this
right
is-
now
this
for
is a
Sadirah
wash,
with
like-
her instinct pop. Let's see what she can do.
Rico's doing the best thing he possibly can right now, which
Rico
is to
doesn't want to
stay
get
the hell
tagged by
away
Season
from
1
her.
Sadirah's instinct, which leads to tons of damage.
Alright, here it is. Only
no need to
5%
break
left of that
there.
instinct. Alright, we got an honest
Notice how
match
that
again,
doesn't
folks.
cash out in Season 1, right? Watch the health.
5% left of that instinct.
There's white here.
Alright, we got
No
an honest
cash out.
match again, folks, but now with Rico with the advantage, with the ability to pop instinct anytime he wants.
Sadirah at times can do upwards of 50% with their combos, and T-Swag unable to capitalize
lots
on
of
that one.
DPs,
Next
right?
hit's going to win for Rico. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
goodness.
Keeps going.
3 consecutive uppers right there and takes that first.
So I think Rico
round, first match.
senses that
was a heavy
T-Swag is
lead
really
by Rico.
nervous.
Normally you don't go into 3
And,
consecutive uppercuts, but he must have known he was holding up the whole time.
I think definitely Rico played against T-Swag's tendencies there with how nervous he was.
Until we get towards the later rounds of the tournament.
Yep. Nice. That jumping medium punch with Thunder, one of the better air-to-airs in the game, and it also looks pretty cool. Whoa.
Count the DPs, right? There's low, and there's a big counter breaker. This is going to hurt quite a bit. See how much white life there is here? This is a glitch in Season 1 that I wish more people talked about, because I really remember this really frustrated me in Season 1. They show about, she really only has about this much white life, but there's a glitch where it shows way more white life than actually is on the health bar. So take a look at what happens when he does the ender here. Watch where the health actually is. See? Did you see that?
He knew when he was in a hit combo.
Counterbreaker of the game.
The health is right about here. Watch the green snap back to here.
What he gets.
Or here, I guess, right? I'm going to keep my mouse right here. Watch this again. Watch where the white life is compared to this.
Counterbreaker of the game, folks. Let's see what he gets.
Counterbreaker
Right.
number 1. He knew when he was in a hit combo breaker.
A really
Where's the
irritating,
mix-up
really
gonna go?
irritating bug that never got fixed until Season 2.
50% of Rico Suave taking that big lead.
Man. I think T-Swag's trying to jump.
Remember, you can't break that stomp in Season 1. This is all Unbreakable. Once this hits, it's free damage for Thunder.
I think T-Swag's trying to jump maybe just a little too much.
DP? No, no DP.
Nothing into it.
There's a DP. He's
Beats her
going
out
to
of the
DP here
sky.
again. Yeah, see, he's just rushing him down. This is all risky, right? That's not going to work. No, that's definitely Meaty.
Man.
But
a lot of
Rico's done
confidence
nothing
right
with
now from
DP in this
Rico.
set. A couple triple axes, but that's it.
Both these players are in the winner's bracket right now, so they will get a second chance at
No
losers.
shadow counter, no meter for shadow counter there. But
Ooh, nice block of the overhead from
man, he
T-Swag.
just will not stop jumping. Rico will not stop DPing. That was Meaty. He tried to do shadow spin on wake up here. It looks like. But yeah, definitely not invincible.
That meaty low heavy punch.
I believe it actually took Sadirah's meter as well.
One
He
chance.
woke up with a shadow move.
Now, if he does one chance into shadow here, he's gonna win.
Oh my god!
Or that works too.
All day, call of the earth.
All this life! Next hit's gonna win for Rico.
He has to block, but he got him.
T-Swag has a chance right now. This is what was making Sadirah one of the more powerful characters in the game.
Oh,
See, there's the spin to win combo. He doesn't execute it perfectly here.
Next hit's gonna win
This
for
is all
Rico.
Unbreakable damage.
T-Swag has a chance right now. This flip makes Sadirah one of the more powerful characters in the game.
Oh,
He messed up at the end,
messes
but
up the combo.
Can't do that.
Nerves are playing a role right now.
no, I messed it up again. He's gonna
That is
die.
it. Enrico Suave advances on to the next heat.
But what you do there is you high jump cancel. She can still do this in season 3. Actually, it's just breakable now, because as soon as the opener hits, it becomes breakable. But yeah, you just high jump cancel repeatedly. So you do like Tiger Knee special moves, and it's a little executionally challenging, but not so bad.
Right here, Evo
And it's all Unbreakable in season 1.
Great stuff to both players. We'll see T-Swag in the losers bracket. Thunder versus Sadirah, one of the more interesting matches in the game. Kind of hard to say who specifically wins it, but a lot of the time Sadirah has to play that ground game, and she's more powerful in the air, so that's kind of hard for some Sadirah players.
So yeah, spin to win was kind of an unfortunate part of season 1. It was really strong, and they never patched it. I'm not sure if they were off the project already by then. Double Helix, that is. They might have been off the project, I'm not sure. But definitely was something that I think was very clearly patchable without breaking the spirit of the game. Now this is interesting, right? Justin Wong playing Killer Instinct.
Both these players,
You see that sign back there? Killer Instinct is Wong, I don't want to be right. Alright,
CD Jr.
get this guy out of
Both
here.
these players, top tournament competitors for Killer Instinct in its entire lifetime. And right now, we're
So
gonna
Justin-
get a taste at the highest level.
Justin is an interesting case, right? Justin likes to play a lot of games upon release. So he played, even MKX for a couple months. He played, the old MK9. He played Injustice 1 for a couple months. He played KI from its launch until EVO, at least, right? I think this EVO was basically the last time he played in any serious way. But he played for a good 7-8 months. And he won a lot of tournaments. He won CEO, I think. He won, he got second place at NCR and SCR, I think, both to Grimm's. But he played this game a lot. And I know he said to some people that he wanted to win. This was the year he also won Ultimate Marvel, 2014. And he said he wanted to win KI more than he wanted to win Marvel. He said that on Twitter or something, I forget. But I remember him saying that. So he liked this game quite a bit. And I'm surprised, actually, I'm not really that surprised that he didn't stick with it in Season 2. Because that's kind of Justin's thing, is to play the game early when he can let his natural fighting game skills really shine through. But once the game becomes more complicated, like, for example, with DLC or with balance changes, I think Justin kind of likes to get out of there. He when it requires more book knowledge, it suddenly isn't as worth it to him. He's already playing Street Fighter and he's playing Marvel, so after a point, it's not worth the reward, or it's not worth the effort required to keep up with the game. Even though I think it wasn't that much effort, because he already knew quite a bit about the game. But that was how Justin rolled. And I know this is CD Jr., aka Monty. I think he calls himself Monty now. But like that's the name he prefers to be called by. But yeah, he does well this tournament. Whether you'll see how well he does, in case you don't know already. But he also kind of bounced after he played a bit of Season 2, I think, but he wasn't really feeling it. And I think he really liked Spin to win. He liked the fact that he played a top tier character in Season 1. And Manny also, I think, likes he's an NRS guy at heart, I think. So he played a lot of MK9. He got second place at MK9, I think the year before this, actually, 2013 Evo. So he got second place. He lost only to what's his name? Was it Theo? Not Theo. Sorry, Perfect Legend. Yeah, that's it. He got second to Perfect Legend in one of the MK9s. And he played MKX. He played Jax or whatever. And he's dabbled in other games, but he was an NRS player at heart. And I think after he was really happy with his performance in this tournament, he moved on to other games.
This game has to offer. Justin, probably the best Sabre Wolf on the planet. And
yeah, Justin plays Sabre Wolf, and CD Jr. plays Sadirah. So this is definitely a top tier battle.
Crazy rushdown with this character.
Yeah, he did play. You're right. He played a decent amount of early Season 2 when Maya was very strong. So you can see sort of the trend, right? He likes to play really strong characters.
Very folk heavy,
which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
but he knows his
But
stuff.
I guess when those characters got changed for the betterment of the game, he didn't agree with it, or he, you know, he found his way. He didn't really enjoy, I suppose, the changes that they made to his characters.
Early on, Justin was winning Killer Instinct tournaments on fundamentals alone. And then after a couple of months, he really started to dig into the game and started doing manuals, counter breakers, shadow breakers, and now he's at full potential.
But let's talk about CD Jr. I mean, this guy is a lab monkey. Staying in the lab
So if you want to know
all the
what's...
time.
So we already talked a bit about Sadirah, and CD Jr. is very good at spin to win, so he doesn't usually drop that. You might see that a bit in this match even, we'll see. But Sabre, if we want to talk about what's different about him, there were a couple of really important differences with Season 1 Sabre that makes him really strong. So the first thing was his crouching jab doesn't push out very much. So he could do like 4 or 5 crouching jabs on block and then be in range for a dash mix-up, which basically means, and there's very easy to confirm, right? So he could stay on you very quickly, he could stay on you very consistently with crouch jab pressure. Secondly, his backdash is an Akuma teleport in this game. It's 20 frames long, and it goes like at least a third or a half of the screen. You'll see this backdash a lot. It's unbelievable. If you haven't been watching Season 1 for a long time, it was something they changed very early in Season 2 because it's just it's unreasonable. So between backdash and jab, he can do very safe. He has very safe defense and very safe offense, and I think that's why Justin really takes to this character. He doesn't really have to put himself out there to take risks to play offense. He can do the overhead low stuff like off the run, but he doesn't need that. Justin doesn't. He has a very strong sweep, and that's Justin's favorite button in fighting games. And the last thing that Sabre does great is his Shadow Eclipse was unblockable after the freeze if you weren't blocking already, so it was 0 frames. So what Sabre likes to do would dash through you as a cross-up and then do Shadow Eclipse. And if you weren't blocking, you couldn't block. So people would try to preemptively block the other direction kind of randomly against Sabre because they had no other recourse. And then Sabre's basic jab pressure really worked strong. So I think Justin really took to Sabre in Season 1 because he didn't really have to apply the game's systems. Although Sadirah also didn't and Juggle also didn't. So, most of the characters were finding ways to dodge the combo system entirely by the end of the Season 1. But I think in particular, Sabre did it the best. He could basically ignore offense with his backdash and mash jab, and he had very easy combo starters with Shadow Eclipse run through.
He's not only doing these things, but he's telling people about it so that he does have this.
So you'll see Justin do a lot of whiff punishing, a lot of anti-airing. He'll do a lot of sweeps to punish stuff, and a lot of crouch jab.
Starting to match neutral jump, short combos.
So yeah, Justin loves short combos.
Great tech from CD Jr.
He didn't like to play the breaker game,
Justin Wong and Sabre
and in
no
Season
go.
1 it was probably correct not to. Oh.
And there it is, footsies. He's going for the short combos. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be the
Whoa,
best
you
thing
see
for
that?
him
That
at
whiff,
this
that
moment.
ender whiff.
Footsies, he's going
That was
for the
crazy.
short combos. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be
Huh.
the best thing for him at this moment.
You guys see
Just
that, right?
go for the short
I'm not blind, right?
Joke.
And there it is, footsies. He's going for the short combos. Now, I'm not sure if that's
Yeah, the ender just whiffs because they don't push him forward, I guess. Interesting. I will say that I think Season 1 is a lot buggier of a game than people remember. There was a lot, like not only that white life thing that I was talking about, but there were a lot of other random bugs. Linkers would whiff randomly on characters. There was a famous bug where if Spinal teleported into the corner, it would crash the game, although they did fix that one, fortunately. Sabrewolf's Targa combo, when used as a manual, was unbreakable randomly. It was just kind of a mess of a game. I think that was probably partly because they had to rush for the Xbox One launch. But primarily, I think it was kind of seeded the fact that Season 2 and Season 3 were also decently buggy games. But I think it kind of sucks because the foundation was there for a great game, but the fact that there's a lot of bugs kind of never... It always started as a little bit of a buggy game and also kind of kept that up as time went on.
going to be the best thing for him at this moment, just because CD Jr.'s ability to use instinct is phenomenal.
Yes. I was about to say his instinct usage and conversion to big damage is probably near 90%. It's extremely good.
Look at that jab, right?
It's
Jab,
extremely
jab,
good.
jab. Still in range for strong.
So here we go. Now Justin Wong coming in with a shadow.
One chance, and there you had.
Quick lockout. Both these players have had multiple lockouts based off bad timing.
So see, look at the damage, right? This is 7% in Season 1. This is only 7% in Season 1. Check this out.
Quick lockout.
Jab,
Both
jab
these players
thing
have had
over
multiple
a thing.
lockouts based off bad timing.
7%. I'm pretty sure in Season 2 and 3 that would be 11, 12%. So we're talking like not quite double, but close. It was because Season 1 had very weak reward for landing a poke in footsies. And it didn't really matter if it was the poke was a fierce, if it was a jab, if it was anything, it was all low damage. So unless you do the one chance into shadow damage ender, which is where all the damage comes from that flat number, these numbers were often very low in combos.
You can lock out two different ways in this game. You can miss the button or choose the wrong button, or you can mistime it. And the mistimed one is identified with an orange X.
Oh yeah, lockouts were different in Season 1 too, the graphics. There we go.
Let's see who does. 4, 8. Oh, this is
One
gonna be
chance
pretty
into-
big.
Tiger knee combo.
That was the one
Oh,
chance
there it
there.
is, that one opportunity to break with a low jab right there.
4%.
I don't think it was a
can't
jab,
believe
but
it.
yeah. Let's watch this again. So remember, CD Jr. can fish for this as a safe confirm, right?
He's just trying to fish it out.
So he doesn't have to pop instinct unless he's certain that it's going to work. So he does like low forward into spin here,
He understands that Justin has
there, and he pops instinct as a confirm, knowing that this is going to work. He doesn't have to pop instinct here because this is a safe on block move. But in Season 1, this was the main confirm for Sadirah players. He would land spin somehow with a confirm, and then you'd pop instinct, and this is all unbreakable. Watch, I'm going to highlight the health here.
That's
But
it.
here it is. Let's see who does.
All unbreakable.
4, 8. Oh, this is
Unbreakable.
gonna be pretty big.
Tiger knee combo.
That's the one chance to break. That lets him do an ender here.
Oh, there it is. That one opportunity to break with a low jab.
Remember, you cannot break this. That jump roundhouse cannot be broken here,
Oh, this is gonna be pretty big.
Tiger knee
right?
combo.
In season 2 and 3, this would be breakable. In Season 1, if the offensive player is in the air, this is unbreakable. So that's the one chance right there.
Oh, there it is. That one opportunity to break with a low
And it was a jab, so.
jab right there.
4%. I can't believe it. Such good stuff from CD Jr.
All right, but now Justin Wong, he does have his instinct. This means he can go a little bit crazier.
No shadow counter from CD Jr., but I think shadow counters off stuff like that in neutral was not that common in Season 1. There's a guest break. And there's the big setup, right? Big time setup off of all combo breakers. You can do any cross up, any jump, mix up, anything you want, right?
Oh, fakes the cross up.
Short combo. I like what CD's doing.
And that's
here. He's
31%
very
for a
mindful
one
of the
chance,
shadow
right?
Clips until he just got hit by it. And Justin takes us into the third round. Here we go.
Let's see if we can catch Sabre with backdash. I want to see it. I don't think we've seen it yet. They dropped it.
Oh, a miss from Justin Wong
There
with
it
the
is.
manual.
There it is.
And in Season 1, this was shadow counterable by Sadirah at any point. So this is CD Jr. messing up here. He should be blocking once and shadow countering immediately.
Oh, a miss from Justin Wong
There
with
it
the
is.
manual.
There it is. Great bait by Justin Wong into the light auto doubles.
Where's the
into
mix-up?
Oh, good anti-air from CD
He
Jr.
saw it. He knew exactly what he was going to do.
CD came prepared for this one.
Not quite instinct yet for CD Jr., so he can't confirm into this instinct combo. But as soon as he gets instinct, Justin is one hit away from
He
death.
gets a little bit of instinct bar.
It looks like Justin is just trying to slow down the pace a little bit. We're down to 40 seconds left in this match.
Remember, this is a lot harder to approach Sadirah in Season 1.
Space out for a little while. Justin Wong going for the full combo
Oh
and
my
CD
God.
broke it.
Breaks the first.
And it does the same mix-up again. That was a reaction break from Justin. Actually, I'm not sure that was a reaction break.
First, fourth, and fifth.
I'm not sure Justin really was paying attention to auto doubles that much by this point in its life. He's capable of reacting to it. I'm not sure it was. Oh, do you see that backdash? Watch this backdash. Watch Sabre Wolf. Watch Sabre Wolf.
Combo break.
Oh my goodness, it was from here to here. This is 20 frames. Nobody can, very few characters could have OS'd that in Season 1. I think Juggle was maybe one of the main ones. Glacius maybe, but that's it. There we go.
This is it. This could potentially be it.
One chance for death.
Almost, and
Oh, he doesn't
does
even
right
need it,
off.
the ultras. Oh my goodness. Watch this again. Oh man. I don't even really want to watch this again. This is silly. Oh, that was off of a short. That was off of a low short.
This is it. This could potentially be it. Almost, and he
Wow.
does it right into Ultra.
So that final hit granted him that danger to get that Ultra, and CD Jr. doesn't even know how to feel about that one, but he does take that first match. Let's see how Justin answers back.
CD looks extremely focused right now. The execution on that move is not the easiest. You think it's just a special move, but it's actually a jump cancel special. He's doing it repeatedly, acting as an opener over and over. Here we go.
So it's going to be pretty exciting. Right now, it's great to see CD just turn around that match right, or start it off like that, because at the moment, he only has a 33% win percentage against Justin Wong.
Oh, how did he build that meter already?
Right now,
Repeatedly.
I want to watch this, but it looks like this. Watch Sadirah's meter. This is kind of blocking it, but watch this meter go up. Oh my goodness, you see this? He hasn't hit him yet. I want to watch this again.
Repeatedly acting as an opener over and over.
Check out this meter again.
So it's going to be pretty exciting. Right now, it's great to see CD
Oh my goodness
turn around
gracious.
that match right, or start it off like that,
He has
because
enough meter
at the
for
moment, he only has a 33%
Shadow immediately.
percentage against Justin
Justin
Wong.
Wong, yeah.
And Justin, in general, has almost a 90% win rate at every single one of the tournaments.
One thing I really do like about Season 1 and Season 2 is how nicely the characters pop. Like, look at how bright these characters are.
But CD does have a
It's so nice compared to the Season 3, which is quite a bit muddier. I don't like that.
And to see if he makes any adaptation right now against that previous loss.
Yeah, and the main thing is that if this game was played more past, it was only played, that was a nice shadow counter. Finally, he got
Oh
it.
my goodness, and she's back on that first shadow breaker right there.
Big damage from CD Jr. now with like a 90% life.
See, that was still only 41 though, right?
Goodness,
That was a
and she's
lockout.
back on that
No
first
meter was
shadow
spent. I
breaker
guess
right
that's
there.
probably about where it would have been in Season 2 and 3.
Big damage from CD Jr. now with like a 90% life lead.
And he continues with the run.
He can run away pretty easily.
There's no need for him to rush.
And again, CD Jr. could have shadow counted that earlier.
With the grab, that could have been.
But yeah,
that
that's
could have been
Unbreakable
a
in
huge,
Season
huge
1.
thing he needed to build up the momentum. Oh
Nice.
my
Oh
God.
my goodness, that's a first that we've seen.
And Justin with the guest break.
Attempt right there.
CD Jr. is now 2 for 2 on the clutch shadow counters. I really do. Oh, he's getting a little too anxious with them.
That was a good bait by Justin.
Patience on the ground, even though Sadirah is not a powerful character on the
And there we go,
ground.
38%. That was one chance.
I really
1, 2,
do.
3.
Oh, he's getting
This
a
is
little too
opener.
anxious with them. I like
One
CD
chance.
Jr.'s
Shadow
patience on
Ender. Watch the damage. It was about here for the white life.
the ground, even though Sadirah is not a
That's
powerful
level
character on
1.
the ground.
So in seasons 2 and 3, that would do like maybe 20, 25, 22%, something like that. Not 38.
Yep.
But Justin spends both of his bars. How quickly will he build his bar back? So watch this meter build.
They were doing wonders for him in the last match, but did grant CD that
Yep.
that early instinct which got Justin
He blocked
killed.
and teched a throw, and he got meter for
More
teching a throw
difficult to
too.
break. The longer the combo, the more opportunities
I wonder
you
if you
have to
still get
break
meter
them.
for teching a throw in this
Justin
game.
wants to secure that
I don't
advantage.
think so. Maybe you do. Oh, I'm surprised I don't know that.
Seconds left on the clock. Justin Wong kind of on the ropes right now. CD
Oh,
almost
we got
with
the hit.
instinct.
Switch to the side.
Catches that trip guard.
Why did leaping / linker hit once? Yeah, in seasons 1 and 2, the heavy versions were 2 hits and the light versions were 1 hits for those, for both the slide and the leaping / linker. It was definitely different than season 3, where the heavy version hit 3 times. In this version, the heavy version hit twice, and it was a very big exception to the rest of the rules. Yeah, that was something they changed in season 3.
Well, we see an activation from CD Jr. of Instinct. He just got it. And
See how
he
Justin
gets
is
right
losing
now
the
his
damage
first
battle, though?
great
He's
damage
getting more
against
openings than
Justin
CD
Wong.
Jr., but he's losing the damage battle because he's not spending his shadow on too many of these openings. He had the big 38%er, but other than that, it's just like 7%, 8%, right?
Perfect moment, it feels.
And Justin's footsie style is not rewarded in Season 1 too much with
Sabre
the
is
weak
one of
damage
those
on
few
pokes.
characters that can chase a running Sadirah, and I think that, all right, that's
There
gonna
we
be
go. Justin bringing us into the 3rd round. Looks like Sadirah is
Justin
not
also
getting
plays
any
this game on
extra
pad,
damage.
by the way.
All
Interesting
right, the
fact.
clock was locked at 33 seconds. He's got 30 seconds to make something happen. CD Jr. does have his instinct, so Justin cannot get hit.
Nope.
So there's the hit confirmed from CD Jr., right?
So
You see this?
Justin cannot get hit.
Nope.
He's popping instinct on hit there and going to
Knows
kill
that.
Justin
It's very
with the
rare
instinct
you see
combo.
Killer instinct matches go below 25 seconds, and we have one of those happening right now. Both these players with the fullest patience possible, and they're waiting to get that
Max
one
says
hit.
it's unlikely that Killer Instinct matches go under 25 seconds, but I'm actually not sure I agree. In Season 1, I think
back at her
because the
throw
damage
with
was low,
Sadirah.
outside of the
He's
shadow
just waiting
stuff,
to get that web set up. Oh, he almost had it there.
Yeah, he's got him.
There it is.
Oh my goodness.
That could be it
5,
for Justin
6.
Long. Oh, but the one
Justin
break.
broke.
I can't believe he broke it. CD Jr. gets another
Oh, okay, let's watch that
chance.
again. So Justin guess broke.
That could be it for
He's
Justin
mashing
Long.
breaker here probably, Justin. He's picking a strength and just mashing it. Because yeah, he's gonna just do something there. So Justin guessed right. And he dashes through and back dashes. And watch Sadirah does wake up shadow spin for some reason. And the first hit doesn't even catch Sabre if he's so far away. Watch.
Oh, but the one break.
Like in season 2, you're just got here, right? But in season 1, he
I
still
believe he-
can't reach until like that's so far.
Broke it. CD Jr. gets another chance though.
And I think this is it,
This
Max.
might be it. CD Jr. is possibly going to take this one,
Jeez.
and he did it.
And there you have
So
it.
he even guess broke the spin to win, and it wasn't enough.
He's just waiting to
Let's
get
watch the
that
sequence
web
again.
set up. Oh, he almost had it there.
Oh, that's
there
it.
it is.
Oh my goodness.
That could be it
5,
for Justin
6.
Long. Oh,
So it didn't
by
even
the
spend
one
half of her
break.
instinct.
I believe he broke it. CD Jr. gets another chance though.
And I think this is it,
This
Max.
might be it. CD Jr. is possibly going to take this one.
So Justin tried to guess break here because he was mashing, right? Just like he was mashing here, Justin was mashing on the other side.
Oh, by the one break. I can't believe he broke it. CD Jr. gets another chance.
So Justin
though.
is mashing here,
And
and he's mashing, but this is an unbreakable shadow move in season 1. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe this is still opener in season. Yeah, this is still opener. That's why it counts.
I think this is it,
This
Max.
might be it. CD Jr. is possibly
So
gonna
CD
take
Jr.
this
gave him
one.
another chance, but yeah.
This is it,
This
Max.
might be it. CD Jr. is possibly going to take this one. And he did it.
And there you have it, CD Jr.
So yes,
Wow.
that's why I think
Congratulations.
Sadirah was probably the
Takes
best character in
down
season
the
1. I don't think you'll
monster
find too much
himself,
disagreement.
Justin Long.
CD Jr. will
Just a
move
really
ahead
strong,
and face Rico Suave in winners.
Damage, like she can bide her time and run away and then kill you in one opening with that spin to win combo. It kind of breaks the spirit of the game, I think, quite a bit.
Rich and my main man, Mr.
Thank you guys very much for tuning in. My name is Maximilian. And we're watching Killer Instinct Top 8 Finals here at EVO 2014, the World Championship for fighting games. And we pretty much have the best players.
Oh yeah, it was
we've ever
Unbreakable in
seen
season
this
1 no
game.
matter what. You're right, because she was in the air.
I mean, I'm more excited
Yeah, you're right.
about this
That was
loser
the
side of
season
things
2
more than anyone
was when they made
else,
that move
but
breakable.
I
You're
can't
right.
take any credit away from those guys, but our next set of matches is going to be
So Justin
incredible.
mashing breaker
Our
there
next
really hurt him
match is
because he
gonna
just
be
timing locked out for no reason.
online birth players.
Yes.
Guys who are brand new to the scene but have just proven themselves time and time again
Yeah.
at either their local events.
The nice thing, almost to a T. has shown
Gutter
the
Magic
better
and Pretty
players
E.
in the entire
So
planet.
Gutter Magic
Pretty E up
was
to the stage right
he
now
got
with a
top
shirt
8
that I
at
absolutely
the
love.
first Evo, and he
Touch me
got
and
second
I'll break
place
your
at
face
the next Evo for
from
season
the
2.
famous line
So
of
he was
the
a back-to-back
track
top 8
from
finalist,
Orchid in the game.
and
Going up against
I think he
Gutter
got
Magic,
9th,
this is a SoCal battle.
9th or
Gutter Magic,
13th in
most
the season 3 one.
prominent
So
player in SoCal.
he was a
Absolutely.
he
There's
was a
something
mainstay
about
at
him
the Evo top
that
8s
is just
basically.
that I envy as a player. Like he's able to control, but also bring emotion
Yes.
to his gameplay.
And Pretty
that
E
helps him
Absolutely.
more
was
than
I
it
think
does
the
killing.
kind of the originator
Gutter
of
Magic,
Orchid
which you
Tech
don't normally
in
see.
season
You see
1.
a lot of emotion
And,
almost take players down, but this time around,
I don't think he
Gutter
stuck around too long
is
after
just the
season
way
2
that
was
he drives
launched.
off
So he
somebody
kind
who
of
becomes
this was his last hurrah, I think.
Or they do something that he just wasn't happy about.
Yeah.
I love how we can turn around things, but
So the thing about Orchid, so we already talked about Thunder, lots and lots of DP, lots and lots of air control, but still pretty good buttons, and his shadow grab was as strong as it ever was. But Orchid was fairly weak in season 1. They changed a lot about her. She didn't have her grenade. Grenade was a season 2 edition, so she had no grenade. She didn't have a good long range low poke. You know how in season 2 and 3, crouch strong, low medium punch is her best long range low poke? That was not a low in season 1, so she couldn't really threaten for people walking away from her. Rekka was, I think, about as good as it was in season 2, but it was basically all she had. So, it was okay, but, she kind of, without grenade and without long ways to avoid shadow counters off of like overhead and stuff, she was kind of, I think she was on the bottom end of the cast in season 1.
just got such immense defense. So guys, what you're gonna see is just absolute craziness. Expect short matches going on right now. And here we
Pretty
go.
E, one of the more. I love it how he uses Classic Orchid, one of the better costumes.
That's unblockable,
Nice
just like
charge,
before,
gets the hit.
or just like now.
Gutter Magic making a very good read on that
Thunder
break.
Thunder gets
Nice
tons of
charge,
reward for
gets
this
the hit.
breaker, right? Hard knockdown, so he gets to walk up and do this ambiguous stuff that he gets to do. He has to work for this a bit more in season 2 and 3, but in season 1 it came, a couple more times per match just because of breakers.
Making a very good read on that break.
You'll also notice that combo breakers did not have the.
One of the more. I
Check
love
this
it how
out.
he uses Classic Orchid, one of the better costumes in the game. Nice charge, gets the hit.
Combo breakers, that was medium. Combo breakers did not have the M here, right? This was at the end of season 2 they added this. So this was still a ways away from the game. So this made, you can ask Sajam, this made commentating this game very difficult. You had to know a lot about what the various animations look like so that you could tell the audience, hey, that was a medium break, or hey, that was a heavy break, or hey, you guest broke light there. You didn't know that based on this letter. In seasons 1 and most of season 2, you just had to know based on the animations and the player tendencies. So it made the game quite difficult to commentate. Here comes the big mix-up. He's going to get one chance, right? We see this here. One chance. Oh, watch the damage.
It's exactly what it's all about with Thunder. Short damage.
Safe
and
combo.
shadow
That was
here.
the good old safe counter breakers, right?
It's exactly what it's all about with
So this knocks down. Counter breakers knocked down in season 1. So there's a lot of safe counter breakers in this game. Usually on stuff like this, Glacius had a lot. Sadirah had a lot.
Thunder. Short damage into Shadow Call of the Earth.
Basically, it's just like an extension of that combo for a little bit of extra damage, but you no way to ever
See
break
what
it.
happens here at Evo.
Still no shadow counter.
Shadow counter rich.
And even Max is saying it. You know, when Max is saying no shadow counter, you know it's probably should be shadow
It's a
counter.
local match between the two, so expect to see some high-level stuff.
One
There
chance
might
into
be
damage?
some resistance
No, one chance into shadow linker.
Your generic strats for each one of their characters. Because these guys completely understand how each other plays.
That was incredibly hard to break in season 1. This shadow move.
These guys completely understand.
This shadow move here is really difficult to break in season 1. They increased the frames for breaking it at the start of season 3. So for both season 1 and season 2, this was a very difficult move to break. So this is why this is here. And you can see Gutter Magic doesn't even attempt it. Just leaves it
This
alone.
absolutely is not a character matchup. This is a mind game matchup between these two players. Gutter cancels into Instinct, and now he can now travel.
Oh my goodness!
That was such a weird
That's the first
decision,
time I've
but
ever
it worked.
seen him do that.
Yeah.
DP.
Answers back with that instinct.
Wow.
Now, pretty.
Fantastic punish from Pretty E. And right now, Gutter
That was
Magic-
Unbreakable. This is Unbreakable in season 1. Remember, there's no 3-move rule and there's no opener. If you don't complete the opener, the game will not immediately trigger linker on anything else.
Never seen him
So
do that.
Yeah.
he does
Answers back with that instinct.
1,
but
2,
now,
and then shadow counters, or shadow does a shadow move. This is all Unbreakable. This counts as an opener, the whole thing.
Pretty.
Fantastic punish from Pretty E. And right now, Gutter Magic has shown no fear in breaking these combos.
And I think this is
he
gonna
dead?
be it.
He's
One
dead.
upper. All right.
That was a lot of damage.
Raven just ran
They
out.
nerfed the damage on Shadow Grab in season 2.
So now both
But
players
still-
reset it, completely catches that
I mean, it still hurts a lot, but hurt more in season 1 even. Breaking on
Nice
reaction.
combo break from Pretty E, bringing the momentum
That was a good
back.
block.
Wow. Never hesitated. He's been 3
I think it says 23%.
Those aren't
26
easy to hit
because of the
sometimes.
extra
People
DP
are jumping,
damage.
You cannot hit him. And this is going to be really good for Gutter. He could
That's
potentially seal it. Oh, if he went into potentially the wall bounce, he might have been able
I'm
to
not sure what he was
steal
doing
it.
there.
If people are jumping, you cannot
Right?
hit him.
Why would he
And
not
this
just
is
do the
gonna be really
shadow?
good for Gutter. He could
That's it.
potentially
Shadow
seal
kills.
it.
Instead, he does that
Oh,
into
if he
safe
went
counter
into
breaker, but
potentially the
you
wall
know,
bounce,
I'm
he
not
might
sure.
have been able to get it.
It probably is not going to cost him though.
Pretty answers back.
Good stuff from Pretty E. Orchid's on her own stage. She has that hot fire. Let's
That's
go.
right. Helicopters popping up. Let's go.
Yeah, he's still not trusting.
Oh,
Oh,
my
nice.
counterbreaker. That's
You can
it.
see the
Okay,
Gutter
here
does
we
not
go.
want to mess
Here
with
we
that shadow
go.
move.
This is gonna be huge.
Oh, and he
Oh,
dropped
what?
the combo.
Wait a minute. He
Whoa.
still
Still
has
not
the
out of it.
KB from the previous combo. Just end it.
Pretty E.
Oh my
Wow,
goodness.
We are even. He has instinct though.
Oh,
But that's a double dash.
Double
And
dash
gets
is crazy
filtered
good.
with a- Oh my
We are
goodness.
even. He has instinct though.
yeah, the instinct pop saved Thunder there for sure. Double dash is impossible to
But
defend, I
that's a
think.
double dash. And gets the ultra for the round. And Gutter Magic takes it first round. You see the emotion that Travis getting? He couldn't even
That's
sit
the
in
one
his own
thing.
chair.
That's the thing I like about Gutter Magic. He's one of the more passionate players in the entire Killer Instinct
Absolutely.
community.
Yeah, Gutter is quite good at making good decisions in the clutch. I think sometimes he can get down on himself though in matches when things don't go his way. He's a pretty emotional player that way. If things are going his way though, he can lobby that emotion into positivity, but you know, helps him take a lot of damage really quickly. But I think it can also go against him. Nice break from Gutter there. I was saying how hard that was to break.
But Gutter Magic not phased one
Man, he took a -5 situation there into. He just did it again and it worked.
These guys are getting psychic on the breakers right now. Oh, he almost went
Oh.
for it, but this time, I think Gutter
One
might be
chance
ahead of the
again.
mind games because of it.
Another 36%.
Not only is he ahead of the mind games, he's ahead on that set, and that plays a huge role.
Hard knockdown
in
for
the
mix-up.
play for Killer Instinct.
Because in this set right here, this is losers.
Nice.
Whoever loses this next fight is going to be
He's
out
gonna
of the
get got,
tournament,
though.
and Gutter
No?
only needs one more round.
He didn't have meter, but I
It
guess
actually works out for pretty
he could have
easy.
low crushed, right?
His instinct can actually know
I guess he didn't want to deal with it.
to know
Yes.
that dash. That
Oh,
Thunder has.
Pretty E definitely
my
choked.
goodness.
Oh.
Toss him around.
Taking her for the salsa dance.
Break dancing. Oh, nice.
No,
Wait for the
no.
yeah, into the throw. Oh
It's
my
the
god.
counter breaker. Oh my god.
He's going to get the meter, which is really
Gonna
good.
get some of that meter back, but does distribute.
How much meter did he build
Oh
there for
my
that? Yeah, okay,
God.
that was pretty reasonable.
He's gonna get
That's a
some of
season
that
3 meter
back,
build.
but does distribute nearly 60% of Orchid's instinct right there. Let's see what happens right now.
Man, the damage on this is unreasonable because this is all unbreakable. Because of that thing, you can't break it.
Not only that, but his counter breakers.
Again!
This is that one chance stuff, right? Opener, that's opener, right? And then this is the one linker chance. You can tech this, but it's really fast. But that's the one break, quote unquote break chance.
Takes her for a ride.
And that's what? Another
I believe that
35?
is 6
Oh,
right
26.
there.
That was a little lower.
Oh my goodness. Here
I guess
we
because there
go.
was no damage from the throw.
60 seconds left on the clock,
we
but
go.
now Pretty E a little bit more life than he did last time
Yep.
when he cut the guard.
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens.
But it basically means, yeah, this.
Again!
It was opener here, right?
Not only that,
Oh,
but
did you see?
now-
Did you see the white life?
how consistent
Here's the
Gutter
white
Magic
life
is
glitch again, right? When he hits this white life, he doesn't have this much white life on the character. He only has about half of it. So watch when the white life goes up. When he hits about half, it just snaps up to the full.
Finding Shadow Call of the Earth.
Donk. See that? Ugh. That was such a problem. But yeah, this is the opener / linker thing. Neither of these did any damage at all, right? Because it's a throw. It's a non-hitting throw into a non-hitting throw.
Not only
So
that,
this
but
we
his
get to see the
counter
full
breakers.
damage here. This is 26%.
It's
So is
almost
it 20?
six. I
26.
believe that is
Yeah.
6 right there.
26% was
Oh my goodness, here we
only
go.
the shadow
60 seconds
damage.
left on the clock, but now Pretty E
So that gives you a really good
more
idea
life
about
than
how
he did
damaging
last
those
time
things
when he
were.
cut the guard.
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens.
The thing is, Orchid with Instinct is one of the more dangerous
Whoa.
instincts in the game. If he can utilize it to its maximum potential, he could get it, but right now, Gutter Magic has the big combo.
Oh, that was a good
Alright,
bait.
let's see, Pretty E answers back. Is he gonna pop that instinct?
Yes, he
he
does.
is.
You have to reset, right? Well, remember, resets in Season 1 don't do that much damage.
He breaks. The
No,
cat made
but
it safe, but he didn't get the damage.
That was a good reaction break.
A cat hit behind it, so it broke out.
Oh,
Yeah, in Season 1, shadow counters were largely slower.
The cat made it
but-
safe,
In Season
but
2
he
as well,
didn't get
actually.
the damage.
So this,
A cat hit behind it, so it broke out.
in season 3, this would work. But in Seasons 1 and 2, most characters, only Sadirah and Sabre. Sabre? Sadirah had an 8-framer. And, sorry, a 9-framer. And there was one other character that had a 9-frame shadow counter, but everyone else's was a lot slower. Like Glacius's was 12, and Jago's was 11, and Thunder's was, I think, 12 or something. So this just does not hit the short.
oh,
No punish. This
boy,
is
that was a
big.
counter hit.
He broke
Ooh,
the light.
Broke the light. Linker Max.
Nice jump.
Right.
Great jump from
back.
Pretty E. No breaks.
Oh
Misses
no,
the
that was
combo.
definitely not
I
intentional.
think that's a punish too.
That is a punish.
That's it.
And
Yeah,
Gutter
and that-
Magic takes it.
All right, Gutter
And Pretty
Magic
E really
takes it.
choked there, eh?
Congratulations to both these players. Great display. I mean, I like
Pretty E
E's
definitely
comeback mechanics
probably
right
should have
there.
had a
He's
better
like, you know
fate there,
what?
but definitely
Just
couldn't
win 'em
find
now, or I'm gonna hit
the
you.
nerves on
Gutter
the
Magic,
stage.
Congratulations is going to advance in the second heat of the loser side of the bracket.
That might have been 2-0 in favor of Gutter Magic, but Pretty E was making a comeback on each one of those games. And that's the thing. Orchid is a character that takes extreme spacing, extreme knowledge.
And he's dead.
And he's dead.
He's
All right,
and
moving
it's
on.
gonna be immense when
And
these
here's
two guys-
My God versus
started.
Grims.
Check out all-
I think this is a bad draw for Grims.
All right,
I would have put
just
Grims
like
as one of the
earlier,
favorites to win this
that
event.
last match was, this
Uh,
match is gonna be crazy. It's
But I think he drew a bad match in
these
My
are
God
the
first.
character
The best-
Because I think
Yeah.
when
Grimm's
you
always
look
kinda
up
had a bit
or
of a
use
weakness
the
against
Google,
Sabre Wolf, and this is
the
probably the best, one of the better
characters
Sabre
of
Wolves.
Sabre Wolf or Jago, you see these two guys. These guys completely exemplify.
But yeah, as a
excellence
reminder,
in their
Grims was
characters, and that's gonna
one of
be
the strongest
Grims
players
versus
in the
My God.
scene.
But not only that, but
He
there's a
won
little
2
bit of
big
history
tournaments. He
that
won
you can
NCR and
see
SCR before
with their
EVO.
last tournament play. And that
Did
was
well
an
at the
MLG
MLG
where,
thing.
My God,
And,
you know, what people were saying caused
Yeah, this is
upset
his.
beating.
He played the
Yeah.
Black Red Show. This is the Grims
One of
color.
the more favorite players throughout almost
I got into KI largely because of Grims, actually. I watched a lot of his footage on YouTube, and he sort of was my introductory avenue into the Killer Instinct high level play. I didn't really get into this game at launch. I was more of a couple months later, but I was before Evo, but you know, I didn't play it at launch, so I got to watch a lot of Grimm's footage on YouTube to convince me that the game was good at high level. So I'm definitely a Grimm's fan. And I was a little pretty sad to see him not continue. He played, I'd say, about halfway into Season 2, and then moved on to other games because his variety stream was sort of taking off. He started to play more H1Z1 and stuff like that. But I definitely really thought that when he left the scene, it was a big miss for the community.
Because he is the Jago specialist. He is the Shaolin monk himself. Or the Tibetan monk, sorry.
But yeah, Wheels is right. Grimm's dropped pretty much everything they said. He was I imagine he was extremely nervous. He's known online as like the manual specialist. This is obviously a button check. But yeah, he was known as the guy who would do really difficult one-frame link manuals all the time. And I was sure that he was gonna just kind of come in here and just show off his difficult to break combos, but definitely the nerves got to him and he just dropped everything. So it's a bummer, but you can see, I mean, nobody can really fault you. The first time you're on the stage as big as top 8 at Evo, you can't really prepare for that. There's no way to prepare for it.
Exactly.
Nice tech though, that was good. No DP there. You can already see Grimm's is kind of nervous, right?
But here we go. First hit right there by My God, really using that back heavy punch.
You're going to notice that My God's playstyle a lot different than Justin Wong's. He's a very much get-in-your-face type of Sabre Wolf.
He's using every point of frame advantage that
was a good block, though. Overhead is good.
You go, first strike right here by the manual. Got
Yeah,
himself
that was supposed to be a manual. I'm pretty sure that auto double.
Known for his manuals, gets an auto double in there. That's going to be big.
See, and already Grimm's doing this. This is very anti-Grimm's to me.
By the manual, got himself a great break right there by
Because I've seen Grimm's play a lot, I know that this is not Grimm's.
Known for his manuals, gets an
This
auto
sort
double.
of short combo into Shadow, this to me tells me that Grimm's really wants to win. He's not screwing around here. He wants to do what he knows is the optimal strategy, and yeah. But this is very sort of anti-traditional Grimm's to me.
In there. That's going to be big. Jago has the home stage advantage right now.
Oh, that was a good anti-air.
One of Sabre Wolf's best moves, the Shadow Eclipse.
Oh my goodness, I think.
Guest break from Grimm's is good.
But you can see, look at this.
Oh,
It was kind of a safe jump, but not really there.
grab.
Now everything
DP.
counts on this. Let's
Oh,
see
okay,
exactly
throw works
what
too.
Grimm's is gonna use.
This is Unbreakable.
He's gonna gain at least 15% from the instant of Meaty fireball.
That's good.
And catches that jump back attempt.
Missed his manual combo, but he's got this one.
Ah, see,
Maybe
that's
a
definitely.
little bit of pressure from Grimm's.
I remember in season 1, Grimm's had no, Jago had no shadow fireballs. Sorry, no double fireballs. His instinct in season 1 was way different. He healed by walking forwards and by attacking. He did not heal by doing the season 2 and season 3 thing where you throw a bunch of fireballs. So Jago's instinct was weird in season 1.
Now I think he might be a little nervous.
Definitely different than they really reworked it in
He's
season
on
2.
point with those manuals.
My God, this is the most patient I've seen. My God, as crazy as he's pressing buttons right now.
And there's the one chance and the huge damage from Wolf.
His
Into the
playstyle
30s,
was a
yeah.
little bit different in this fight.
That's a good block, though.
Great block from Grimm's.
Unfortunately, Instinct Pop makes
That was
it.
a missed input. I'm pretty sure he tried to get
Yeah,
uppercut.
Max is right. He was trying to do uppercut there.
So here we go. First round goes in favor of My God Sabre Wolf.
Oh,
Nice dash from My God. And
and there we go again. You see that? That's a very anti-Grimm's thing to do. He just knows it's the right strategy here.
The major league. Because his instinct in this particular matchup
No
is
flip out. Flip out is a season 3 edition,
high
right?
damage output character, but with instinct that Jago has,
Nice.
he's gaining that back.
Yep.
So we'll see exactly what happens.
That was pretty good damage on the S anti-air. This Crouch Fierce.
You know, Sabre Wolf high damage
This
output
Crouch Fierce into
character,
DP is
but
about
with
as good as you can do.
instinct that Jago has, he's gaining that-
And it was
that
12%,
back.
right?
So
So
we'll see
already
exactly
even
what happens.
at that, it was way
And the
lower than
thing
just
is,
raw
Sabre
DP in
Wolf
season 2
has
and
to
3.
hit you in order for his instinct to be effective.
He does.
Grimm's, not so much. He knows how to run away. But my God, never gonna let up on anything.
both players sitting on complete full shadow bar right now. You know the next touch is going to do a lot of damage, as we're seeing right now.
All right, that short combo, he can opt out to do that short combo no matter
15
how much
or
distance he does
35%
to get
on
back
that.
to Grimm's, because Grimm's is already at a full
Throw is
butter
free.
right
Oh, he
now.
does that instead. That's definitely
My God
worse than just
making
doing
a
throw
lot
there.
of really good reads at the moment. Grimm's down
That's
to
the season
20%
1
health.
thing. That's the unfamiliarity of the game, right?
Because Grimm's is already
Wall
at a
spot
full
here.
stick of butter
Any
right
other season, you would just throw and take your damage and save your meter. Especially in season 1, where you figure shadow enders are so worthwhile. So he does this and then
My God
resets the
making a
throw.
lot of really
But
good reads at the moment. Grimm's down to
that's
20%
definitely
health.
sort of the the 6th month Killer Instinct.
So that's a second instinct right there by Grims.
That could be it.
Block it. That's it, folks. Oh.
Gets locked out.
And
My
Grims
God
would never
takes the
lock out on that
first round.
normally. But also, that should have
Both
just
these
been
players
Shadow
are
Ender
in the losers
from
bracket,
Sabre.
so we're not going to see one continue after this. And My God only needs to take one more game.
All right, my God is very focused. Let's see what Grims does. I don't know. Do you think that he's going to reset right now? Maybe go back to
Yeah, he would heal if he walked
Or is he
forward,
gonna
not
get a
backwards,
rematch?
though.
I would like to see Grims maybe potentially take.
And if you
a little
dashed
break.
forward, you would also
He's
heal.
not gonna
And if you were
pick any
attacking, you would
characters.
heal.
That's absolutely confirmed. This guy is a character specialist, and he's loyal to Jago. But we're back into it
Yeah.
immediately.
It sucks that Grims was nervous to lose here.
Right into the match.
You know, 7th, there you go. He's going to lose this match, but 7th place at Evo is still really strong.
In his favor, Sabre Wolf with one of the better neutral jumps in the game.
I do see that Jago's, or Grimm specifically, is going for a lot of grabs right now, and those whip grabs are huge in Killer Instinct. They can be
You could see,
heavily punished.
even here at 6 months into the game, you could just see that the prevalence of Shadow Enders, right? Most players are just not trying long combos because you could try, you know, like you saw Pretty E do those combos, right? That were like 41, 42%, that had tons of linkers and manuals and stuff in them. Or you could just do one chance into this and just dump all your meter repeatedly and get pretty much
And I think my
80% of the
God, he's got a
damage
little taste of not- he's
and
not scared
take
to
way
use
less
these
risk,
combos.
right?
Scared at all right
He's
now.
going for these short combos, long combos.
Going in at the moment.
See, 35. That was 35 with a Shadow Linker, right? He was better off not doing any of that and just do the Shadow Ender. It's kind of a bummer.
Gotta pop it.
Sometimes he's unsafe on stuff, but he just doesn't
Nice.
care right now.
Oh yeah, Jago's Shadow Wind Kick is unreasonably long in this version. You probably won't see it, but it goes full screen more or less, 95% of the screen.
Sorry, you couldn't see that.
Oh my goodness, great break right there by Jago, no matter what. My God, so dominant right now with this poke game.
What he did was also make Jago's instinct completely ineffective. Jago needs to be offensive in order to get.
Yeah,
knocked
Wheels
back.
is right, yeah. The Sabre Wolf target combo was
Slice to the
unbreakable.
front.
Oh,
That was opener ender,
opener ender.
but I don't think you could break it unless you were breaking the hit stop. They changed it in season 2 to where you could break opener ender later,
I hope he snaps out of it.
but that was basically like you had to guess break heavy to break that.
Amazing, 21% right there, anti-air with the cost of only 1 meter.
And again, one chance. This is
No, he's
another
going short combos all day.
32, yeah.
My God does
Nice
have
anti-air
that
there,
lead
though.
to play with it.
Nice grab from Grims. My God does
Nice
have
bait,
instinct,
but he's
though.
gonna pop
gonna
it,
use
yeah.
here.
Almost forcing that instinct.
He's gonna get hit here.
3.
Oh,
Oh,
that was really pretty.
Yeah, all he's doing, this is all unbreakable. He just wants to stall so he could build maximum health build.
Oh, no.
Grims drops the combo.
Almost every manual Grims has got, he's almost dropped them all.
Oh, that was hard to block.
Grimm's known for having some of the most effective manuals in the game, and manual combos a lot different than normal auto doubles. They're extremely difficult to break.
And we got a match, folks. No instincts for either one of the characters. But Jago just down the life, but makes it even with the amount of meter that he does have.
Wow.
Whoa.
Excellent dash from My God.
It's going big. He's going for the gold. We're not going to see any
There's a more Grimsy combo, even though that was only 12%.
That's gonna hit. Jago's got a chance here.
Oh,
Misses
no.
the combo once again.
That brave advantage from that middle punch closes that lockout.
This could
He's gonna get
potentially
another one.
be it. Just enough.
Right.
My God. Next touch.
53. And you'd think this would be enough if you're looking at the white life, right?
Jago's
You're
got
thinking,
chance
wow,
here.
that's a lot of white life. He's so
he
dead,
misses
right?
the combo
But
once
he's
again.
the white life is misleading.
That middle punch closes that lockout.
This could
He's gonna get
potentially
another
Like,
one.
be it.
wow, this is so misleading, right?
Just enough. My
Final
God.
hit.
Next
My
touch.
God on his next touch right now.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
impossible
My
to
God
deal
takes
with.
it and eliminates Grims in EVO 2014.
Great display by Grims, an amazing player and also community leader amongst anybody who's learning to play the game.
Yeah.
We give this.
Yeah, it's a bummer that Grims
My
lost.
God, it's not a free
And
place.
I definitely feel bad that
I
he
think
left the
we're gonna
community
see,
a little later.
might be going past
He was one of my
the
favorite
bracket.
players
We
to
got
watch and talk to,
T-Swag
so
going
I'm
up
bummed
against
about that,
My
but
God right now.
other
This should be a
people
good
picked
one.
up the
T-Swag,
pace
one of
after
the more
that
prominent
and
Sadirah players making his way through
filled
all
the
of
shoes
top
where they
16,
could.
And now he's going up against the most lethal dog we have seen so far. At the moment, I'm really excited to see potentially Justin Long and My God face off at some point. That would be amazing. because
Yeah,
it'd be
Wheels,
battle
that white life's
of
crazy,
two
right?
completely
I don't know if you're here earlier, but I was explaining why that's a glitch.
So what do you think about the
That
next match? I mean,
in season
no
1,
Ashley
with the white life was always double.
versus T
Oh, you're
It was
right.
roughly
Oh, you're
double what you
right.
actually had. Like it was
My God
displayed
versus
incorrectly.
Justin Long. All right, so
Powerful dog.
It was a glitch that always really bothered me, but they never managed to fix
Yeah.
until season 2.
Yeah.
the character, you know, it's messing up.
All right, Gutter Magic versus T-Swag. So T-Swag was in winners when he got beat up by Rico there.
Because it is so dominant. He used seen
And he has
it
to
from
fight another
last
Thunder
season.
immediately.
Exactly.
And we have yet to see it being shadow broken. So,
That's true.
depending on what actually takes place, it's all about the first hit in this match right now.
I totally agree with you. And the funny thing is that we just saw T-Swag go up against the other more prominent.
In Season 1, I thought the White Life was
Thunder
telling you how much the Ender would do total rather than what it means now. No, it actually is, no, it doesn't work that way, because the Ender does different amounts of damage than what's shown too. Right, if you do a short 1 or 2 chance into Shadow Ender, the White Life is way less, right? It's just a glitch, unfortunately.
Gutter Magic's Thunder.
All right, here we go, Pirates. We're on the Pirate stage. Oh my goodness, into the light manual. This is gonna be huge right now for Gutter.
And there's a really good example of this White Life, right?
We're on the Pirate stage. Oh my.
See, even after the first hit, he's already at like massive White Life, right?
Pirate stage.
So he's got no White Life right now.
Oh.
And then suddenly the next hit, he just pops to like this much White Life. This is level 4 White Life.
Oh my goodness, into the
And then 2 auto doubles kick it way up to here.
light manual.
Another 2 auto doubles kick it way up to here.
This is gonna be huge.
And then this Shadow kicks it way up to here. But when he does the Ender, it goes to
Right
like
now.
here. So it's really inconsistent.
Wow. That's a lot of damage, dude.
Oh my goodness. Welcome to America. Get back on the other side. Here we go.
T-Swag, he might have the pop instinct immediately. Yes, he does.
Nope, but that's gonna be exactly like what happened last time. T-Swag's got
Yeah, that goes through projectiles.
Oh my goodness.
Can't push him into the corner too much. He has the instinct back. Chooses not to use it for some reason. Oh, and he used it a little too early.
Such patience right here by Gutter, but into the
Yeah.
heavy. Oh my
Oh, and he
goodness.
didn't build the
That's
rest of it up?
Gutter
And, but
magic.
passing
I wonder why he
that
didn't do
knowledge
more.
Right now, letting them know this is mine.
Sadirah gonna have to be very careful about her airspace because of this. Hits her immediately as she hits the ground.
I'm speechless.
This
right
is,
now.
Gutter Magic.
Just in the zone. We see this. Look at him just walking forward, showing dominance in the actual matchup.
Lot of
Nice, he knows to shadow counter on 4 there. Good knowledge by Gutter, that's a heavy linker.
Ooh, with the preemptive
I probably would have
counterbreaker.
broken the
Maybe
linker.
A little bit too much. This might be what T-Swag needs. Nice, the non-cross-up cross-up.
DP.
Potentially punished
Oh,
it.
He
that
goes
also
the
works.
trip guard. And I think this is gonna be it, Max.
No, he's not dead.
Is it?
Is he?
Oh, it's so to be
Is
close.
he? He's
On the
dead.
face, squashed up.
Oh,
Jeez Louise.
potentially
What
punished.
happened to the life
He
here?
goes the trip guard. And I think this is gonna be it, Max.
This is it.
Wow.
Oh, it's so to be
It's really hard to
close.
tell how much life they have left because of that White Life thing, but I'm surprised that was enough.
Takes it at 62 seconds.
Stomped out the health bar with the power of 1,000 suns. All right.
Watch Gutter hold forward.
All right, next match.
T-Swag
But yeah, you
might
can-
have
you
to
could
make a
really
quick
see
adjustment
T-Swag
here
is
because
nervous.
Right now he seems to be getting hit by almost everything Gutter's throwing at him. Nice throw. Sadirah might need to be overly offensive in this situation, and that could be the adjustment that T-Swag needs.
Unbreakable damage.
Oh, wow. I
Hard to
love
break.
it. T-Swag really 3 for 3 on each one of the combos that he's
That's not
landed
gonna
in
work.
this set.
Spin.
Oh, almost punishes, doesn't quite.
I think spin would have been a better choice there.
Trying to catch that jump.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for. He's fishing for jumps.
T-Swag is definitely
He's
holding up.
jumping a lot, gonna start off with that
This guy is not about
spin
playing on the
leg
ground
kick.
too much here.
Uh-oh.
Yep, I think Sadirah tried
When
to
you're
jump
nervous,
again.
you really...
And you
Oh,
get
there's
caught
a
in
really
the
good example of the
jumping
White Life bug again, right?
Yep, I think Sadirah
This is where the White Life is, but watch where it is when he first gets the hit here,
tried to jump again.
right? Ugh, weird.
And you get caught in your jumping frames. You only have so many frames to get into the
But yeah,
air
you
and
become,
be
that's a
careful
safe
with the
shadow.
light.
Well, you could have broken that earlier, but yeah, that was a
Whoa.
safe counter breaker attempt.
This is a web. He needs that. He really
But you can really
needs
see
that.
when you're nervous
You
how
only have one
your true
web
play
on the
style
screen
kind of
at
comes
any
out.
given time. Here we go.
Nice.
Crowd
You didn't
chanting
have to
in
do
the
that, but you know,
background. Good stuff from T-Swag, so he's definitely got those.
you have the meter to burn, might as well.
Utilize and capitalize that damage. It's what he's going to need to win this fight.
And
Oh
catches
my
that trip guard.
God! Oh, that hurts.
Well, I certainly the White Life bug. I noticed it in season 1. I was talking about it back then. People were like, I don't know. Maybe it's different than what we think because we didn't really know what the White Life signified, right? We know now, having seen season 2 and 3, so we kind of know what it's supposed to mean. But back then, people didn't really know what the White Life meant. They just assumed, like Zyrist was saying, they just assumed that it means some other type of damage that they're not really sure. But yeah, it's definitely weird in hindsight, right?
A man who has fallen prey to that move several times. It does not
And it really
feel
bugged
good.
me while I was playing because I couldn't figure out what this mechanic was. Like, what does the white life actually mean?
Again, going in for again.
But I couldn't get an answer from anyone.
Is crazy. I love him with instinct because he will press buttons.
Yeah, I think that's throw invincible in this game. In this version, I mean.
Actually utilizes instinct some of the best out of any of the
Out
Thunder
of it,
players.
yes, correct.
Here we go. Vulcan Raven has been activated.
It's another 26.
Gonna be big damage
We know this is
here,
26
but
from
he
before.
does give up that
Oh, 25 this
instinct.
time.
Ooh, I like it. Saves it off.
Ooh, T-Spike just got out of the way of that one.
Doesn't care.
Gun beats it.
Man,
Oh,
T-Swag is
puts
just
the
not
web
willing to
behind
sit
her.
still,
Great
eh?
play right
Wakes
there.
up with Shadow, wakes up with
That's
Jump.
what T-Spike needs, but he messed
Oh,
up the
but-
combo.
That was an open render, I think.
He's gonna wait it out, and I think that that's a good play by Gutter Magic.
Gutter Magic getting out of there while Instinct is on.
Okay, but catch the trip guard
Oh.
again.
That was medium linker
Clutch
broken.
breaker from T-Swag. That could have been it.
Shadow counter. Oh.
And see, this is what we're talking about. Not a single shadow breaker.
Yeah, that's
shadow counter.
Shadow counters are really important, especially against Thunder's triple axe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think even people when they're most
Good
nervous,
stuff. That's a short damaging
He's gonna
combo.
give that instinct right
even people
back.
at their most nervous now would not
scary.
drop that shadow counter, right?
Rich.
But
Oh, Gutter Magic! Oh,
Man, and T-Swag couldn't break it under
man,
pressure.
this Gutter Magic takes it on, gets on to the next seat. He is getting close to the end of the loser's bracket, and T-Swag. T-Swag, you know, great.
That was the most
Put out-
awkward handshake
and
I've seen all day.
T-Swag,
T-Swag was like just trying to be a bro about it. Gutter Magic's
Gutter Magic
frickin'
is what this emotion
pumped out
that
of
we're
his-
talking about,
out of his
Max.
chair
This is
here.
Where the hype is all at.
Absolutely
But great.
awesome.
I mean, this kid looks young.
Yes, and he was very emotional yesterday when he went into top bar pretty good.
So who's up next here? Justin versus my God. So this is the Wolf
Talking
Mirror.
about. There's a short thing to play. One of these games that we play, but my God.
Are they gonna do a button check probably, right?
Anyways, Max.
Quick button check.
So I'll just skip ahead here.
This
We got-
fight.
At the moment, the fighting
All right, here we go.
In the world right now.
So Justin the White Wolf, that's his preferred color for
At
sure.
the moment, the fighting game capital, and we're gonna see two Sabre Wolves with conflicting playstyles. My God does have the blue Sabre Wolf. I'm gonna say he's gonna be the offensive one, but right now we're actually starting off with a lot of patience and a lot of space. And good
Nice
stuff
whip
from
punish by
Wong
Justin.
for the
That's
first
his patented thing, right? He knows where to stand and how to press sweep. Justin's very good at that.
When you're playing these games and you're trying to outfoot each other, that foot first hit
Yes.
leaves an impression.
It does.
Sometimes that can last the entire set, and Justin just
Nice
got
anti-air.
that.
Justin using that crouching
15%
heavy
is
kick.
pretty good for
Great
an
move
anti-air.
from Sabre Wolf. Justin also gets
Nice
the
one
first
chance as
heavy
well.
damage.
Another 30%.
Nice from My God.
Oh, Justin locks
getting
out.
locked out early too. See what he does with the corner pressure. Ooh,
There's that
Justin
wonderful
Leslie busted,
backdash.
getting
Watch,
locked out early,
watch
too.
My God backdash here. Whoop.
See what he does with the corner pressure. Ooh,
That-
Justin
it's
lands
an
the
Akuma
combo.
teleport, dude. I'm telling you.
Wow. Justin Wong landed at max range. Let's see what he
no.
does.
My God,
And again, that was shadow counterable earlier, I think, by Sabre Wolf.
My God.
Sabre Wolf had a fast enough shadow counter in season 1.
Because My God has instinct and he does extra damage, but he drops the combo.
Ooh,
Got a second
whip
chance.
punishes that jab into breaks the heavy on linker right there.
That
Yeah.
can potentially do it for the first round. Yes, it does. So My God, getting hit a lot early, but Justin Wong, all of a sudden, his defensive play style, My
ready
God's
to go.
offense was just too much.
And I'm telling you, Max, he's ready to go right now. Justin Wong with the ability to do that. At
Nice
his
jump,
will.
though. That was good.
Wow,
Yeah, in season
no
1, that
punish from
recovered
Justin.
almost instantly.
That-
Shadow
The
Eclipse.
ability to do that
It's
at-
really hard to
at
punish.
his will.
He had to punish on the way down, but he messed up his button. But
Wow, no punish from Justin. That might
it's
hurt
actually
him.
really difficult to punish that
this
move in
is gonna
general.
be big damage. Wow, My God's got Justin down to 40% in his second health bar. This is all technically free damage at the moment. He has to pop instinct here.
And that is free.
That was
With
chip,
an
yeah.
instinct, Sabre Wolf does have chip damage on all his normals.
Big throw from Justin. Where's the
That was
mix
something
up?
you took away in
Another
season
throw.
3.
Here we go. He says, let's play fighting games. Let's go. Justin Wong really
We're almost just about
just
even.
makes it practically even right now, but My God does have his instinct. So he will have that one shot to throw that Shadow Eclipse.
That was really strong in here.
HK as an anti-air. That's
Got
gonna
him,
catch. Justin can't get locked out. That's gonna do it. My God's gonna take it if he ends the combo. Great stuff.
He
from
should have
My
just
God.
done Shadow. I don't know why
That's a Sabre Wolf
he risked
takes
not
the
doing
first
Shadow
game.
there, but
As As we mentioned before, both these guys are in losers right now. Believe it or not, Justin Wong is in the losers bracket.
And these matches are going so fast, Max. And again, we got Justin Wong with the white. Like when he ran to that color, the white
And
Sabre
two
Wong.
anti-airs, two missed anti-airs from Justin, and then that was a missed tech, I think. Usually when you luck out that fast after a jumping attack, it's because you tried to tech a throw.
He ran to that color, the white Sabre
He
Wong.
ran into it.
I think he tried to tech a throw there,
And that might
Oh
have-
my gosh, another lockout.
and maybe locked out on something that was
Rich, honestly,
not a
I
light.
don't see Justin get locked out on combos too often. It's kind of crazy.
And it's again, that's two.
I don't know what
within
Max is
10
saying.
seconds.
Justin locked out on combos like all the time.
Look at these optimized
It's because he
combos.
didn't
Oh my
really
God, triple combos,
learn too much about the animations,
70%,
and also because
but no instinct.
the meta to do one chance into Ender was strong enough that you kind of had to
Combos
guess.
Almost at any time beyond their opening.
Nice anti-air.
Justin is just choosing the wrong time, or he's
And you'd
choosing
think
the
that was
wrong
open or
button
ender, right?
anytime
'Cause he
beyond
did-
their opening.
He did regular Eclipse into Shadow Eclipse, but this is not open or ender because this is not a cash out in Season 1. Remember, you can't cash out people in the air in this game.
He's just choosing the wrong time, or he's choosing the wrong button. Normally notable for being one of the best players at breaking. There we go. That's the Justin we know.
Answers back. Here we go. Justin Wong with his trade.
Nice guess break.
My God, with an amazing read.
That was a,
Justin's gonna take
oh,
chip damage,
he
and he's now
still got
up by
chipped out, but that was
50%.
unblockable if Justin was not preemptively blocking that direction.
Ooh.
Trying
Nice
to go for
button.
that. He wanted that throw really, really bad.
Yeah, you should basically never use
My
that
God, with the clutch
that
breaker.
linker, I think.
Justin not blocking high. Pops instinct. My God, looking so good right now. Probably the best he's ever played.
Yeah, Justin's on the ropes here, right? Yeah, Justin's gonna
That's
lose.
big for Justin. Oh!
What happened there?
my-
That's big for Justin. Oh!
Man, Justin didn't do the shadow counter right and then broke opener ender on some panic.
Oh my
That was crazy.
God.
He was too early on the
Too
shadow
early,
counter.
got it, but then it wasn't opener ender.
And
He did
season
break it.
1 and 2 had very low active frames for shadow counters, so sometimes that could happen where if you shadow countered just slightly early, you would actually just get hit. Season 3, they buffed the active window for shadow counter.
All right, great poke
throw.
fake.
Normally Sabre Wolf, kind of a dull match, but not in this case. This is the EVO Showcase. The greatest Sabre Wolf on the planet gets decided here.
Oh, from max range.
No
Justin
breaks from
Wong.
My God.
Into
The throw is
opener ender,
good.
But no break right there either.
No! Wow, My God also gets the Shadow Eclipse. Both characters on instinct right now. The next touch could
Oh my
potentially
God!
do it.
Whoa, he did an eclipse.
That could be it.
Justin did an eclipse.
Justin broke it though.
Oh my God, but he sets it up. What's Justin gonna get?
Justin gets the damage. He gets the solid damage. My God, in danger. Next touch will do it.
Oh my God!
Justin got it, wow.
Oh, goes right under.
What did he do here? He
Gets the damage,
forward dashed
gets the
under
solid
the
damage.
leaping
My God, in
slash?
danger.
Is
Next
that what
touch will
happened?
do it.
Oh
Wow.
my God!
I can't believe that.
Oh, goes right under.
That was not
Justin
a-
comes back from a 60%
he got really lucky.
deficit.
That was
It
definitely not
takes against
intentional.
My God, we're tied 1-1.
Justin Wong. Oh,
You can see Justin really does want to win, right?
My body is.
I think the body language is clear here. Justin really wants to win this.
All right, so here we go. Tournament point right here for both these players, and Justin Wong just left his mark. Let's see what's going on.
Stuffs
My
the
God,
dash
he's
with a
got
good,
He's got a
counter poke. I like that.
Huge loss.
The interesting thing about Justin Wong as a player and not the character he's playing, Justin Wong can adapt on the fly and is one of the best players in the world at doing so on fighting games.
Yeah, Justin likes the guest break there quite a bit.
Great break right there.
But I don't know if the counter break is really worth it in this game. You might be better off just accepting the... that was an interesting trade. You might be better off accepting that you get broken sometimes.
Ooh, I like
And,
it for Justin, switching to the opposite side
The
and
times
going
where you
for
don't get
overhead.
guest broken, you immediately shadow under.
That's a big block for My God.
All right, my God,
See, there's
now
another
we have
guest
to
break.
opt out for the short combo.
But I think that's fine because that's 30%.
Oh no, that's
We're
the
seeing
second
a whole
block.
lot of shadows on the screen. It's a rainy day, Max.
Oh, that's big damage. Even a throw and instinct is good damage. Oh,
Yeah,
he whipped
super hard
the
to block.
poke. My
Justin
God,
guesses
look at that.
again.
That could
Max
be
out.
it. Oh,
And the
Justin
wrong use of
My
shadow,
God,
right?
throw and instinct is good damage. Oh,
If instead of this,
whipped the-
if he just does, Justin's already locked out, he's mashing. Instead of doing this into shadow linker
My God,
or
needed
whatever,
that.
he did like linker, auto double, linker, shadow linker,
That could be
and
it.
then level 3 ender, and it was 33%,
Oh, Justin.
right? We've already seen that that combo can be 33 or 35 or 36 depending on the starter and stuff. just by doing one chance Shadow Ender.
Oh, Justin does not want to give up.
So it really,
He wants
I think it
the
really
first
drives home the point that
He wants this.
that's hard to
But
block.
gets it.
It really drives home the point that doing anything other than Shadow Ender is just incorrect long
Can't believe
term.
how long they're riding out this first health bar, and my God, ends up taking it. That's a good mental victory.
My God wastes out the rest of his instinct, so he'll be able to convert the last bit of his damage into instinct build at least.
My God.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, what a block.
He almost needs to take this with the throat so he doesn't get My God instinct. My God just is that so quick to turn it around when he's got instinct.
Yeah.
That's a
No
punish,
punishment
yeah.
to the throat. All right, just like we said.
My God.
A bit
of a mental
impatient
break,
for My
tries
God
to
there.
go
I'm
for
surprised he
the
went in.
blow.
One chance is
Now
good.
Justin is indeed ahead.
32.
Combo.
That wake up is invincible.
That's like the 15th or so Shadow Eclipse we've seen this
Looks
match.
like both these players are saving that meter.
They really. That's
Look,
what
they both just spent Shadow Eclipse, and they both already have 2 bars basically. They're like 1 hit away from getting 2 bars. It's crazy the meter
There's
build in
a
this
lot
game.
of lockouts on screen, so it's completely understandable.
No shadow.
No shadow
I'm
counter
not
from
really
Justin?
sure about
I'm
that
kind
one,
of
Max.
curious now. Justin Wong with the double throw. He's done it a couple times here. My God.
No shadow counter really puzzles me.
If Justin hits this combo.
So
he's
much.
now
I mean,
in
even with the
danger.
Shadow Ender thing, 37,
My God.
it's really better. Wow, the backdash is
Now in danger.
unbelievable.
My God. Could be on the
No wonder
verge
Justin
of
likes
death
this
if Justin
character,
hits
right?
This combo.
Watch Justin
He's now in
backdash here. Watch
danger.
this.
All right, well, my God.
He's supposed to
Going
catch
for
that
the
thing.
blow. That could be it. Oh my
Justin
God.
Wong,
Okay,
here
here's
we
the
go.
throw. Oh
Wow, what a
no,
drop.
He messed up the combo, and,
he-
Justin Wong
and then
takes
he also
it.
had instinct from Justin Wong. I think that was a huge error on My God's part.
Wow.
He's probably going to be regretting that later on.
It's an unfortunate drop from My God. I feel like he was in control from all 3 of the
It was
games,
such a heartbreaker because it was such good reads, such an amazing spectacle of that.
but that's kind of the Justin
character, and
factor,
it was-
right?
it was
Justin's good
lost
at
by a simple input
finding
error.
ways
That's
to
what that's what
capitalize
happens
on weird
Evo stage.
errors that you're
People
gonna
don't
make.
Understand. These characters might seem like they're easy to use. You might say you can do that, but when you have so many people watching at home and so many people cheering behind you, it gets to you, man. But great stuff from My God with his offensive Sabre Wolf. Now we got a match.
Loser to the match. Now, that's not
And Justin Wong went through
All right.
Evo, playing
Is this more?
always does well at Evo.
Okay,
an
it's
effect
no
that
button,
good to
button
know,
check. Good.
But they only have one time playing each other in tournament. We'll see how it affects them here at the Evo stage.
There's something Justin always does well at Evo, correct? I mean,
Yes,
but
absolutely.
Oh, nice
Gutter
interrupt.
Magic has been unstoppable here
Yeah.
so far today. His
See,
reads
Max
and-
saying that Justin is the king breaker or whatever really puzzles me because he's locked out like 80%, and he's guess broken right the other 20%. But it's very clearly guessing. Like it's fine to say what it is. Like just say it. Say he's guessing. You don't have to say he's a master breaker. He's good at reacting everything. He's very clearly just he's getting right about the amount of time you would expect.
plays, no fear.
Gutter also getting the first couple of combos of the game, but Justin brings the momentum back with a good combo breaker.
I think a lot of people were. Well,
That's
that's
gonna
good.
hit.
Wow, this
Wow.
range is crazy.
Stomp him
But
out,
that range
Gutter.
is unchanged, so that's how it works in season
Goes for
3
the full
too.
combo after, no fear of breaking. Oh, that's punishable.
That was a good punish from Justin. I don't know if he knew if it was punishable or if he just did it, but
Another grab. Just
he missed the shadow counter on the move beforehand. So,
Oh, that's big.
I'm not sure
but
about
people
that.
are not shadow countering
Gutter
that move in
lost
this
his-
Evo
Gutter
top 8,
lost
so I don't know what
his
to
meter
say.
As a result of that missed shadow breaker or shadow counter. No cancel, backdashes. He can make himself safe
Cool.
with
Oh
that
wow,
instinct.
Gutter Magic.
That was low
okay.
crush.
Justin gets
Oh,
locked out.
Justin
Gutter-
locked out. He
Gutter
could have
a little
just
too
killed
late
him with the
on
shadow
Gutter.
ender again.
Was committed on that counter breaker.
Anti-air, yes, nice. That was good.
That's a Sabre Wolf only combo right there.
Shadow counter,
Sabre Wolf
yes, he
only
got him.
anti-air.
Fantastic shadow counter.
One chance dead. And he picked medium, and I'm sure Justin broke light there. So medium was a great choice.
All right, nice air to
No.
air right there.
How much can he get off of this? Nah, he's dead.
Looks like Justin is going to try to chip him out, and he does just that on the final hit.
Last hit.
He was gonna die,
So calculated.
even if that didn't chip him out, so it was okay.
Justin didn't even need to use his instinct there. He still has it. He needs to reserve it for big damage.
And if I'm getting a good read on this, I think Gutter Magic is actually using that sway back. That
Nice jab interrupt. I like that.
The ankle slicer.
the ankle
I also
slicer
like
right
that.
now, because ankle slicer does beat out lows. It
does.
will sway back and actually beat out, Sabre Wolf's throw. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness!
Ooh, throws
Sabre
him
Wolf's
out of the
low
shadow.
Meaty throw loses. Nice.
That's good to know because
That was a
Sabre
good
Wolf
Justin
has
block.
some of the best low attacks in the game. Gutter's going to beat it out with that special move if he can. Takes him for the do-si-do, but Justin not having
And
any of it.
that's what,
Breaks him.
I don't know if Justin's been watching. He probably has been,
That's
but
good to know because
Thunder
Sabre will
does
have
this a
some
lot,
of his
right?
low
Gutter's
attacks
Thunder
in the game.
especially does this back throw
Beat it out
thing.
that special move
Back throw,
again.
back throw.
Takes
He was
him
going to
for
do
the
Shadow
do-si-do,
Window
but
there.
Justin not having any of it, breaks the throw.
So that was a good break by Justin. Shadow counter,
A lot of
no.
patience here from Gutter. Justin's going to be forced to
And I don't think, no, Thunder can get through that earlier by doing the armored Shadow counter.
Not much damage.
Oh my goodness.
That's going to hit.
That hit.
Justin
Heavy,
gets locked
and that's
out.
a guess.
He can do it.
And Gutter Magic so hot right now. Look at the hype. This kid cannot control himself. He's on the Evo stage right now. This kid has an amazing...
Yeah, Justin definitely guessing a lot. And I think he locked out 5 or 6 times and only guess broke right once or
I do
twice.
believe Gutter might have played a little bit of Street Fighter 4, but more prominently known as a shooter competitive player. It's great to see him here at Evo.
All right, short combos again. You know what? I honestly, I'm kind of against the short combos against Gutter Magic.
You kind of need to do your damage, right?
So good with his instinct. And look at this right now. He's about to get
See,
into it
24,
now.
right?
Just his instinct.
He did something into... This is a great Season 3 combo or a Season 2 combo where you do 1, 2, 3, 4 Shadow Opener confirm.
Look at this right now. He just
But his one chance is no longer Shadow Damage Ender, right? It's level 2 Ender, which is 24 instead of the 33, 35 we've been seeing from him.
Kind of whittling him down.
Oh, nice backdash chase. That's what you have to do against Sabre Wolf, right? You have to take those risks and do those minus moves
Justin doesn't have enough
just to
meter
catch that
for
backdash.
the Shadow Eclipse.
catches the jump.
Man,
Just
Justin
blocked.
cannot
Whoa.
break those shadows.
Justin Wong now 0 for 2 on that break.
All right,
Still
I'm
alive.
not sure if he's going to jump. He does.
That's a safe jump.
Safe jump. Can't hit him. Cancels an instant
Chip.
because he
So
wants that
good.
first health bar. It's a
That was
mental
totally
victory.
worth it.
Oh, hey, Kronos, how's it going? Glad to see you stop by.
Gutter Magic can now cancel out of his special moves, but Justin gets the
One
first
chance
hit
for
and it's gonna
death,
take
yeah.
him down and evens it up.
All right,
Both
he's
instincts
gonna
will be
start this
drained.
match, just dash, but he's not going to have it in the actual
And that
match,
backdash
only
is
for
crazy.
pre-match positioning.
I still see it and I still can't believe it.
75 seconds. You can see it right there. Gutter Magic is
Like in
showing
my head, I know how
he
far it
can't
is, but I
load crouch
when
right
I see it, I
now.
don't really
Can't
believe
press
it.
buttons.
Gonna see a lot of spacing from both players at the moment.
That's not
Great
gonna work.
shadow
Oh, it is gonna
counter
work. No, it
once
counter
again
hit him.
from Gutter.
100% so far.
So he
on
did press
those.
more buttons after
Justin
that.
breaks the combo though. Oh! Didn't get the manual. Could have been a huge combo for Gutter.
Gutter,
Return to the
can you
neutral
knock
game.
Justin out?
Gutter Magic.
Feels like he's kind of in control
One of
here.
the first dudes I've ever seen fight Justin in the poke game.
Yeah,
There's that
he's
same
actually
combo.
winning
This
right
was
now.
either 26 or 25%. 24.
Look
It
at
keeps
this.
going
He's
down.
playing
What's
footsies
going
right
on?
now.
Thunder has okay footsies, but Sabre Wolf has some of the best normals in the game, and Gutter Magic is
Oh, it's because of the
prominent in
gut
this character.
scaling, yeah. That's why it's
Oh
doing
my
that.
God! Gutter Magic!
Oh, Gutter,
He guessed
man,
right
that's a
on the
heartbreaker.
counterbreaker,
I had the
was like
combo.
a frame too late. That might be
But it's
what
okay.
Justin needs.
All right, now Justin just throwing the wall at him. Let's see.
Justin still doesn't have instinct, so he can't safely do...
Oh, that whiff! Justin also gets another hit, but doesn't convert the combo. We're
Big
about even
error
right
there.
now.
That was a huge error by Justin. He's gonna be kicking himself for that one.
Oh,
Oh, I would have expected DP there.
Another shadow counter!
That was a good shadow counter because that broke medium punch, so he had lots of time.
Oh, he's gonna
Not enough.
miss it.
Oh, it is enough.
Justin breaks mediums. Oh, such a huge whiff shadow counter.
Man, that
That's a big one.
sucks.
Justin
Gutter never
can
misses
cancel
that,
it.
right?
He can win. No, he didn't cancel
He
it.
doesn't cancel instinct. Let's see what Gutter does. Justin is using it just in case. Okay, wow.
Jumping back. Ooh.
One call of the earth can end it right here. But Justin as well, one tap.
This is Justin Wong's tournament life right now. A
Man.
big shadow counter whiff.
No punish from Justin, but he had the right read because Gutter's been guessing shadow counter there a lot, so I like the read a lot.
Gutter Magic with a character that has
I don't
enough
believe
damage.
it. I don't believe this
But it
is
was a read
happening
with the
right now.
wrong
15
response.
seconds. Gutter Magic down, and Justin Wong will lame this out. You better believe he's going to do it. He's going to make you come to him. The crowd getting nuts right now. Gets the sweep. Oh, that's it.
Nice.
Got him on the jump, and we're tied 1-1.
There's been a lot of games that have gone down to under 20 seconds in this Evo, right?
This is intense, folks. This is the best killer instinct I've ever seen.
I have ever seen. Justin once again landing those short combos. That's a good punish. Oh, but it doesn't. He has to do the heavy version of the ragged edge.
Oh, okay, great
Guess
break right
break.
there on the heavy linker. Now Gutter Magic.
Was that heavy linker? I'm not sure that was.
That he
That's
can
gonna
play
whip.
footsies.
Oh, I think Justin has learned to play the patient game maybe a little bit more. I think his previous game with My God is making him go a little bit more offensive.
Yeah, again, Justin doing the shadows in the wrong order there cost him 10% damage.
There we go. That's the Justin we know. Spacing him out, making him jump.
DP.
Oh, great
Answers
read.
back. Now Justin Wong just got such a heavy
Not sure why he didn't just
mobility
DP.
right
I like this adjustment from Justin Wong. It's really paying off, and that doesn't kill, though.
Wow.
Wow. Almost complete dominance from Justin Wong in the third game. Gutter Magic's going to have to make a huge adjustment here, and he does not have instinct. It's going to have to be all reads.
Oh, wow.
Good throw tech.
Able to find a throw in the middle
Oh
of
no,
all of
Justin
that.
landing the other combo.
There's the right order.
30%.
Another 30% from
So much
Justin.
momentum riding on his side right now.
No anti-air from Gutter. He's definitely
Really
shooken.
doing a great job of
Shaken even.
opening
He's
up.
barely been touched, and oh my gosh,
Another
more
good
damage.
He's
The
untouchable
next
right
touch
now.
will do it for Justin.
DP this time.
Gutter Magic.
Overhead's
Gonna do
good.
his best to bring this back.
It ain't over.
Oh,
no,
that sucks.
It doesn't. Counter breaks, and Justin Wong continues. And Killer Instinct.
Yeah, you could visibly
2014.
see Gutter
And a big
lose kind of
congrats to
control of
Gutter
his
Magic. He
ability
did
there.
So well.
The
Guys,
nerves
give
just
it up
eventually
for
caught up with
Gutter
him.
Magic, and of course Justin Wong, who secured himself in a position in losers finals.
Level competitive
All
play.
right, winners finals is Rico versus
In
CD
this
Jr.
match,
Now these guys, I think they're real life friends. So this is their kind of training partners.
Again, you know, we're bouncing back to a type of matchup where the
All right, skip ahead here. Oh, hey Storm, how's it going? Glad you were able to stop by after all.
One of the most dominant Fulgurs that we've seen on the scene outside of
No,
our
you
side.
kind of caught us at the winners finals, so most of the tournament's over.
Thunder, East Coast versus East Coast.
So
CD Junior
Rico's looking
versus
for an answer to this
Suave.
Sadirah machine, right? So he tries Thunder first.
great combo breaker.
Starts off with a light breaker. And CD's going to take full advantage of this right
That's
now.
a huge combo. Gets Rico on a lockout very
Not a
early.
ton of damage though, 32. You know, that's about what you'd expect from a regular Shadow Ender combo.
And I do believe that when these guys meet in tournament, that CD Junior usually comes
Whoa.
out the victor. We might see a character switch if Rico loses this first game.
Unbreakable damage in season
Combo
1.
goes for the air damage. That's unbreakable.
18%'s good.
I think Rico's primary goal right now is just to take off. I mean, excuse me, CD's primary goal is to take out that first meter.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him. He's been 100% every single time when he's trying to get those loops.
Yeah.
When he's in instinct mode.
Absolutely.
it
But
doesn't
Sadirah's
mean
sitting on 2
anything
bars.
on the first
She
meter.
builds so much meter in this game, even without a meter ender. It's pretty crazy.
CD Junior sitting on full health stocks right now. Great uppercut from Rico. And he has not gotten grabbed once. CD Junior knows when to jump because these guys fight each other an awful lot. Both players sitting on nearly full bar.
So yeah, it's really hard to approach
Shadow
her.
Ball of the Earth. Oh,
That's one way to do it,
wow.
I guess.
Shadow triple axe. Short
Goes for the
combo.
Short combo.
Where's he gonna go? Cross up.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe a better punish possible, but that's still pretty good.
He understands.
He understands.
I can see everything.
And I think it's good. You know, Rico is.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
That stomp is so hard to look at sometimes.
CD Jr. is going to spend the instinct if she
Sometimes
can.
it's just too fast.
He's going to try to gain as much meter as he can with the battery ender at the end. Yes, he does.
Nice. The battery ender
Yeah.
will replenish
So
meter
CD
in
Jr. is
combo.
a ticking time bomb right now, right?
Both players at full stocks.
Definitely
Nice
needs to
combo,
spend
basic
instinct to
and
kill
Rico's
this life bar
wide
as soon as
instinct.
the next touch
But
happens.
the better thing about this matchup right now is that Rico can pop his anytime he wants.
Yes.
Right now is the only time that CDR can.
There was a missed chance there from
but
CD Jr.
we'll
He
see.
could have done it for sure
He's
there.
getting pretty close to his. CD Junior definitely wants to take this life bar. And he doesn't want to use instinct because he might want to reserve it for a lot of damage in the second, but that's a very big gamble.
Okay, now for sure, yeah. Now for sure is the right chance
What's
to
the
not
crossing
use
gonna
it.
be? Ooh, almost punished, but not quite.
So much jumping.
Rico using to cancel his instinct just because he has the health bar to spare. All this is free damage right now for Rico Suave.
Empty jump
Now
low.
you can see
Drop the
CD
combo though.
Junior is so hesitant on using that actual meter.
And Rico would have guessed
Because he's
guessed
gonna be
light there, I'm
exhausted.
almost
Now,
positive.
That's his main comeback. That's
Oh, hey,
his
Menti,
tool
how's it
to win
going?
this matchup. And I
CD
think
Junior went for that gamble.
the problem
Yeah, I agree
right
that the
here
lighting
CD
is way
Junior
better in the
looks
earlier
right
seasons.
there.
You can
And
really
that
see the
is going to
characters.
carry on
It's
into
they really muddied
So
them in
mental
season
mind
3. It's
may
kind of a bummer.
continue in the game too.
20 seconds left on the clock. Rico Suave with the advantage right now.
Just realized that this match is going on forever.
Oh,
Goes
is
for a
big
really
time
huge
trouble.
counterbreaker, and that could be really bad.
One chance.
Jr., one of them.
Yeah, and it's light again.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be light, right?
Breaker, and that could be really bad.
This is the same combo we did before. And remember, this jumping attack, not combo breakable in Season 1.
CD Jr.
That jab was the only chance.
One of them. Oh my God!
But it was the...
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He broke the only single opportunity you could.
But
he
it's
gets
not...
a second chance.
It's not over, right? Oh, he dropped it.
Combo, Rich. Oh my gosh.
And these guys are nervous and not playing super well.
He has to get damage.
Who's winning?
He thinks he's ahead.
Sadirah is winning,
he has
right?
to go in now.
Wow, that was smart.
I don't know why
CD
Yeah.
Jr.'s gonna take it.
he was looking at the wrong life meter. Yes, man.
First time out in Evo.
Yes.
He was looking at the wrong life meter, you think?
Either was looking at the wrong life meter.
I'm not sure I believe that one. I just think he probably thought he was winning.
Amazing match from both players.
Or like thought maybe he had more time. I don't think he was looking at the wrong life bar.
We don't understand.
We don't understand
This is
right
Evo
now.
2014. Folks.
Anything can happen.
Okay, so here we
Rico's
go. Back to the match.
Rico is not
Rico
making
committed.
adjustment.
Now he is committed to Thunder throughout this entire set.
Punish.
Oh, it's maybe 3 out of 5. We'll
That's
figure
true.
out soon.
That's true.
So, you know, with the first combo of the match, you can kind of do tricky manuals and stuff because you don't have Shadow Meter for the cash out. So, you know, there's a bit of combo game to play in this game. But unfortunately, I think long
Now
term,
you can see the
they're just, that aspect of the game was actually lost.
turning around. That,
Nice break.
That heavy linker.
Yeah, broke the heavy linker. Nice uppercut, keeping CD on the ground. That's the first.
That's hard
downfall
to
of the earth he's
hard to
landed.
catch Sadirah with that move. It's pretty rare that she's not jumping, right?
Caught him on jumping.
Yeah, Max is right. He caught him jumping.
I like the empty jump short. We got Rico.
Oh, please
with
kill
a
him.
lot of offense right now, but
That was a
CD
bad
Jr.
error.
Could take the first life bar with this instinct.
He's not going to do light this time for sure. Yeah, that's strong.
Oh, just wait till the very end to actually
Look how
get
much, that was
hit.
an unbelievable amount of
CD
time.
could take
How are
the
you ever
first
supposed to
life bar
get
with
this right?
instinct.
He has that much time.
Oh, just wait till the very end.
I mean, Rico got timing locked out
We did
because,
see that,
of course.
that Rico was able to break the combo before, because there's only one opportunity to break it, and Rico identified where it was.
One chance again. Oh, I like it.
Oh my gosh.
With no meter to cash out, that was a really
Rico
smart
might be
choice there, I
right behind
think.
the mental mind game at the moment.
Punish.
None of the thunder stomps are working anymore. Fantastic
No punish.
shadow counter from CD Jr. This looking really good for CD at the moment.
He is so strong right now. That's gonna be it.
Wow.
You can see how little reaction breaking is taking place, right? All these guesses,
But Rico,
all these attempts at guessing the manual. They're not waiting for heavy linkers and breaking them. They're not waiting for heavy auto doubles in most cases.
getting ready for a potential
There's just a
fair.
very,
I think the fro's getting.
you know, there was no reason not to guess in season 1. I think people kind of talk about season 2 and season 3 as guessing, but I think each season lowered the risk reward for guessing until in season 3 I think it's as low as it's ever been. Wow, he did pick Fulgore. Interesting. So I guess we should talk about Fulgore in this game. He's way different than any other season. He has to manually build meter. He never builds it over time. He has to do a special move. You know that pip charge thing that he does in Instinct, right? That used to be a special move that you could do anytime, and you would build 1, 2, or 3 pips depending on which strength you used, and the higher ones would take longer. So that means if you trapped him in the corner, he would never have meter. Like, the only way he ever builds meter is through Instinct, which builds him a ton of meter really fast. Or he has to find time to use the special move. So, yeah, this character is way different. He doesn't just automatically build meter and then kind of uses it on you with pip cancels. He also doesn't have... his fireballs don't send the projectiles at different speeds anymore. They send 1, 2, or 3 in a straight line right behind each other. So his fireballs were different. He couldn't pip cancel different fireball speeds. He's just a very different character in this game. He had very polarizing matchups as a result. He would either get rushed down really hard or he would just be untouchable. It was kind of like there was nothing in between for him in this season.
What Rico comes up with the robot of death.
Has Fulgore been the most patched character? No, I don't think Maya holds the record. I would put it for... Yeah, maybe it's Fulgore. I would say either Fulgor or Conra is the most patched. Although Conra hasn't been patched that much since Season 3 started. Whereas Fulgor saw... But Fulgor wasn't patched very much in Season 2 either. So, I don't know, you can maybe pick your poison there. I'm trying to think who's been more patched than either Fulgor or Conra. And I don't think Maya. Although Maya, I guess she's gotten more patches than more changes than I think. She had to be taken down a peg since the start of Season 2. But even in Season 3, she had some changes to, like, daggers and stuff. I don't know. I would still probably put Fulgor or Conra over Maya.
Nice grab. He's going to get a couple of pips. Fulgor's unique.
So there's the charge, right? So now he's got enough meter for a shadow counter.
Alright, now Fulgor almost 50% of that meter.
Remember, Fulgor was a DLC character that came out in April. And this was in July, right? So Fulgor hasn't been out that long. It was a lot harder to use in this season than Season 1.
Rico, notably known for kind of getting his meter and sitting on it. He usually does not use it in combos because the meter is very valuable.
Oh yeah, he's got that up laser, which is crazy.
Wow, empty jump short. CD Jr. still doing really good right now. Nice block.
That was supposed to be DP, I'm sure. The fireball there from Rico.
All day.
And he's also going to close out this round.
And another guess from Rico, right?
Barely alive.
Wow, and
That
the
does
blade
it.
demon
Build some meter from here. There's no meter ender, but you can build some more meter at least. He built about a quarter of a bar doing that combo.
Rico does have instinct though.
Nice shadow counter again. So finally we're seeing some good shadow counters from these players.
Absolutely crazy.
And he's still
Yeah.
testing
That's
it.
not safe actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Rico's doing there.
Get meter. When Fulgor's in instinct, he gets bar.
He gets a ton of bar and instinct. It's like an unreasonable amount, really. You can get 2 devastation beams,
Not really good frame traps.
but it's
Takes
still
more
tough.
damage, and Rico Suave is now 20% away.
You can't spend devastation beam outside of instinct in Season 1. So he's just got a bunch of meter now, but he has to kill all this life bar. Wow, he's dead already.
That does it.
He's got Miss Cleo powers.
And that was all Unbreakable, right?
Can't believe it.
Was it?
Empty jump short. Can't believe it.
So there's the first hit.
He must-
Projectile, opener.
That does
Yeah,
it. He's
he's got
that's
Miss
Unbreakable.
Cleo powers.
CD Jr. goes 3-0 against Rico Suave in winners finals, and we're going to see Rico face off against Justin Wong.
So that was kind of a blow up. But I don't really fault Rico for trying a different character there.
I'm kind of curious.
Even though he kind of ran over T-Swag earlier in the set, or in the top 8 with Thunder versus Sadirah.
Because I've heard before that Glacius versus Justin Wong Sabre
So
Wolf.
this is the one weakness I think Sabre Wolf has in this game, is that he's kind of counterpicked by
What
Glacius.
should Rico be looking out for?
Rico's got to keep him out of that zone right
It's
now.
it's just harder for Sabre Wolf to get in against Glacius, who's... I think Glacius wasn't that great in this season, even though he had Unblockable after Counterbreaker. He was really rushed down. He had a bunch of really bad matchups.
Let's remember, Glacius does have one of the best.
Hale, remember, so Hale does not bounce in this season. There's a lot of difference between Glacius here. He doesn't have Liquid Eyes. That's a Season 2 edition. Hale doesn't bounce, so he actually kind of just can't threaten from full screen as much as you might think he would be able to. And remember, those pokes don't hurt very much.
And this is what it's going to be like.
But he has really good one chances in the shadow, does Glacius.
Does not scare Glacius, especially
That was
in
probably his
matchup
biggest strength.
Breakable.
But yeah, those pokes, watch this poke.
Instinct
Watch the damage on this jump back poke.
does not scare Glacius, especially.
Like, look how much, you could eat like, I don't know, 30 of those in a health bar. It does like 2 to 3%. So you're not, Sabre Wolf, it sucks that he's getting hit by these pokes, but it's not Season 3 or Season 2 where those kind of do 6% each,
I don't think we've ever seen Rico play Glacius against Justin Wong's
Okay,
Wolf.
got him in the corner. This is Sabre Wolf's chance. One chance shadow, yeah, of course. This is how you build the health back. Nice block. Nice punish.
Save.
So this is Justin's game knowledge, right? Justin, I would basically not say game knowledge is his strength in any game, really. I feel like his strengths are in other things, but this is probably the one thing he really had to practice, because he knew he would probably run up against Glacius in this top 8, and I think he specifically thought about this particular punish.
He's going to jump right through that.
Save.
That still works.
Good
That
throw.
punish still
Justin
works.
Wong is now exactly where he wants to be. He's in on
Oh.
Glacius. Breaks the heavies. Loses his armor. This could be big.
Armor, yeah, that's not gonna work. Oh, why no combo from Rico? He could have killed him with one hit. Yeah, he could have just done this after the throw.
Probably takes the first round against
Gotta get out of
J1.
that corner. Okay,
I'm not sure what the throw reset would have accomplished there from Rico.
Only one hit. That was worth it. Oh, Justin Wong is not getting hit by the Shatter. The Shatter.
Yeah,
is
I remember
another one.
Shatter in Season 3 got a lot of added recovery. So it's basically like a command grab, where if you missed it, you got jumped in on, you would get hit. In Season 1 and 2, it recovered almost instantly. So you could anti-air people who jump over your Shatter. It was really strong. I actually kind of liked it, although I'm not sure it was good for the game in hindsight. But you can see, watch this jump. Shatter, jump. Rico is here. He's recovered already. He could DP this.
Oh,
He
Justin
chooses to
Wong is
block,
not
but he
getting
could have
hit by the
DP'd.
Shatter. The Shatter is indeed unblockable, but you can't jump out of it.
That shadow puddle punch.
Safe counterbreaker. Well, he could have done safe counterbreaker, but same thing.
Justin Wong just reacts.
That was pretty good by Justin.
Justin makes leaping slash from Sabre Wolf. Shadow leaping slash look like one of the best moves in the game sometimes.
Great whip punish attempt right there by Justin Wong.
Justin Wong has Rico
Anti-air,
exactly where
okay.
he wants him, stuck in the corner.
Nice,
And there's
nice.
so little
That was like a
defensive
shimmy
options that
before
Rico
Street
has.
Fighter 5 shimmy.
He has instinct though.
But of course, throw baits have been a thing in games forever, so
Pop it.
it's nothing that new. Yeah,
Great
oh yeah,
jump from
there you go.
Justin.
Remember, no cash outs, although that wasn't, that was a normal into Shadow, so that wouldn't have been a cash out anyway. But no cash outs on airborne opponents in Season 1.
You have to always keep the hell out, except from this range. Oh,
Shadow counter.
Popping that
Pops
instinct
him
on
an
the third
instinct. This is
hit.
going to be very dangerous. Gets the grab though. Oh, could have been
That
huge.
could have been it. That could have
People saying that this didn't happen in Season 1, right?
Oh,
Lockout, counterbreaker. He's already counterbreaking.
that could have been
That
huge.
could have been it.
That problem of
I
it just
like how
happening
Rico
one
had
frame
the
late is
right
just a thing.
idea.
You have to deal with it in fighting
That
games.
was it. Rico had the right idea. He went
Wow,
for
Justin
the
takes game
counterbreaker,
one.
but Justin Wong right before missed it, and Rico got knocked out of it. Oh my gosh, I feel for him.
All right, so Rico just jumping right to the matchup right now. And again, misses his opportunity with that linger.
Nice anti-air. There's the anti-air under the Shadow, right?
And again, misses
He
his
jumps
opportunity.
Shatter, and he's already able to anti-air. He doesn't even have to DP. He picks a normal with like, this is like a 10 frame startup normal, and it's still enough.
With that linger.
Yeah, as we said before, I don't think Rico likes the Thunder versus Sabre Wolf match and much prefers to stick with Glacius. Nice jab.
And the, yeah,
Big lockout.
that
Doesn't capitalize
that was
on
a Season
damage.
3 change actually.
Glacius, one of the characters
The
in the game
fact
that
that
can get huge
light
damage
DP
off
is
a
no longer
lockout.
an opener. But it was an invincible combo starter in Season 1.
But Justin Wong just is good with the pursuits. I think a lot of problems
Nice anti-air,
that
yeah.
Wolf players have is that they actually use dash, but you have to walk. You can't dash through because Lance will hit you.
I like the spacing from Rico right now. This is exactly what you need to do.
He's doing a lot of up back is Rico. There was a good intercept though. I like that
All the
one.
short combos. It's really good play from both players right
Nice.
now. I can't believe what we're seeing. I don't think Rico got touched at all in that first round.
That's not gonna work.
Gonna hit him.
And then Rico could have comboed.
Oh, that was a gamble from Rico.
Oh, that's
No!
I don't know what that was from Rico. If you're gonna pick a Shadow reversal, don't
Leaping
pick
slash
something
shadow
like
goes
that.
through projectiles.
Justin's
That
already
might
got a
be
bar
Justin
back.
needs to get the momentum back.
And no anti-air from Justin surprises me.
That's gonna hit. Oh my gosh.
and beats out the shatter right there. Ooh, with the meaty
Oh
overhead.
no, and Justin Wong just
Oh,
like
no,
that's about
Justin.
to tie it up.
Bad combo. He could have killed him,
Rico
bud.
getting anything right now is free damage.
Uh-oh, I don't know about that.
Oh.
And he interrupted with the armor.
Wow. That's a heartbreaker, but he still has the instinct.
Justin Wong, he's not letting up. He's in the place where
Anti-jump
he
throw.
wants to be.
I'm surprised
No,
Rico
it's
got
like
hit by
this
that
entire
early.
match was in Rico's favor just this moment ago.
I'm surprised
Wong
Justin
got
didn't
in
get
with
punished
Sabre
there. That was
Wolf, stayed in the whole
why
time.
you have
There
the
we go.
armor. Remember, not that would be opener ender in
Hale
Season
will
2,
make
but
him
not
safe
here.
More than most time. Ooh, that was really weird. Good stuff from
And
Justin.
breaks the lens. Justin Wong.
Justin has instinct. He can go for either a low or high and make it safe.
Justin's one hit away here from
I
winning.
like it from Rico. That anti-air crouching HP.
17% from Glacius anti-air is pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Justin is sneaking his way
No
in
anti-air
right
from
now.
Rico again. He's gonna
This
die.
could be big.
1, 2, 3 for sure.
He didn't get the lockout though, but he
Wow,
got
that
hit.
was guest break for the life.
Oh my goodness.
That was Unbreakable. Or Unblockable, rather.
Suave answers back.
So I'm glad we saw him
Get the
here.
lockout, nobody.
After a successful combo breaker from Glacius in Season 1, he could throw a
Got it.
And he walks
hail
back. Oh my
thing. These hit on the same frame, and it was truly unblockable in Season 1. There was no escape here.
goodness.
Oh, that's huge.
And Rico Suave answers back. Great.
That was a weird combo from Rico, actually. Double Shadow into Meter Ender.
Oh my God.
And again, folks,
He
just
didn't
like
do
we did
Ultra,
with
he
the
didn't do
Spinal
damage
football,
Ender.
Spinal's is gonna be playing
I mean,
3 out of
he was
5.
low health,
Here
but
we go. Great play
still,
right
I'm
there by
kind of
Rico
surprised at that
Suave.
combo.
Extremely patient match. We're seeing the best of the best go at it right now with Killer Instinct. Justin Wong has Rico in the
Oh,
corner.
Meaty
and all
slide?
Of a sudden, Justin is going in like
Almost feels like a button mistake there from
He
Justin.
does not-
Nice
this
guess.
is going in anyone's favor right
Unblockable?
now. Rico
Oh, he
has to make
could
the
have.
adjustment.
Instead, he
Yes,
gives it up.
reacting to the shatter every single time.
Oh, the hail goes
DP.
right over
Oh, see,
head into that
there's the
block.
normal again. You don't even need to DP.
Every time, Justin is taking advantage of that, making this matchup look like it has an extremely huge weakness in the mid-range. Rico's gonna have to make a very big adjustment here. I like it.
You can see how fast Shadow recovers there. It's crazy.
Spacing each other out.
That was a good anti-air, yeah. 10% is pretty good for a rangeless anti-air.
Entire time.
There it is. That was a good setup right there by Rico. And you know, he is slowly coming back, Max.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, Rico is slowly coming back, that's for sure.
Leaping slash. The meter is there.
That was a good poke.
Just creating an obstacle for Sabre Wolf right now.
Man, he's missing with that setup. He wants that hail to hit
Those
Justin.
folks don't do much damage, but they build up over time.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a
great use
minus
of
2
meter
into
from Justin
Shadow
Wong.
reversal
Also
setup.
built for meter in the
He had
process of
instincts, so it was
block
fine to try.
Whiffs the grab too early. Rico needs to be very careful here.
Nice guess break.
Wow. So
Unblockable.
far, so
No.
good. Rico's breaks, man.
I'm not sure why Rico doesn't do it.
Once again, Justin gets the
Last time he did it,
slash,
it worked
and every
fine.
time it seems to be working.
Nothing bad can happen to you.
Every time,
time.
Max.
Oh my
I guess you
God,
can
but
get Shadow
just like
reversaled.
before, Rico breaks again on the first hit. Doesn't
Maybe
get
that's
the
what he's
damage
trying to
on the
bait.
combo. This might kill. Oh, he
No
could have
shoulder?
shouldered. No shoulder.
But I feel
Kill the
like,
meter.
I don't know, I'd have to go back and watch the situations again. I feel like there was ways to avoid getting reversal
A
there.
couple of combos later, and Rico could be
'Cause
back in,
Justin
but
never
Justin
reversaled
has
at all.
that instinct. Oh,
Man, no
very
DP for
scary
Rico
aspect
again.
of Sabre Wolf.
But it's hard though, right?
That's it.
Man, that was an unreasonable amount of damage for that combo.
Back in, but Justin does have instinct.
This is even with full gut scaling.
Very scary aspect of Sabre Wolf.
One light.
That's it.
Do you see how much damage this
Have
did?
instinct.
Watch again.
Very scary aspect of Sabre Wolf.
So that's the jump in. Remember, this jump ins don't hurt at all in this game.
That could be
The light manual. So he did a weak jump in into a weak light manual,
That's it.
and then just the rest of it was Shadow.
And Justin Wong gets another game in.
All right, it's a possible tournament point right here in Justin Wong's favor.
But this is losers final, so it's 3 out of 5.
And we are going right into the match.
Rico's confident. I believe he's learned a few things. If he acknowledges that jumping, leaping slash is beating out
Do it
a
this
lot
time.
of stuff,
Yes, there
he
you
might do
go.
pretty good. Breaking the mediums. Can't handle it, Rich.
I can't handle it. I don't
Have
know
Have your
what to
linker
say.
breaking? Broken? Breaking.
That's gonna hit.
That's gonna meaty you.
Good combo.
Into the manual heavy
These
punch.
guys.
But man, Justin,
These guys.
whoa.
The thing
Get
is,
'em.
the way
Okay.
these guys are breaking
We'll
the
take it.
combos, you can't see what they're breaking. They are making raw reads. Once again.
You can't see what they're breaking, they're making raw reads. That's one way to put it.
Oh no,
Oh, he
Rico's
chooses
got
it.
I don't think they're
big
really
over
making
that.
reads. I think they're picking a direction and going with it.
Good stuff. I like the setup.
I mean, I don't know. I should give them a bit more credit,
Combo.
maybe.
Justin breaks the mediums, though.
5% for that. That was Shatter into medium auto double, and this was only
Big combo.
5%.
Justin breaks.
And season 1, really low damage. I think that's one of my favorite changes in season 2 was when they buffed the damage on neutral pokes and combo starters. Not only does it make stuff like this go away, this like low damage reward stuff, it really balances the risk reward for heavies, which I like a lot because heavies in this game are really quite whiff punishable. And that's really cool when you're forced to use kind of slow whiff punishable buttons in neutral, or you might want to use that. It also means it rewards knowledge of frame data because, you know, if you have a move that's minus 10 and you could punish it with a fierce, but you choose to punish it with a jab because you're not entirely sure what the number is, in Season 2, you give up a lot more damage. Season 2 and 3, right? You give up way more damage doing that. In Season 1, you basically gave up no damage at all because you were going to do Shadow Ender anyway. It might be 1% Whereas in Season 2, you're giving up like 6 to 7 to 8% or more. Right? So I really like the change a lot.
The mediums, though.
And even people who don't like...
Oh, wow.
Justice secured. Here it is with a counter breaker.
Yeah, it was a good
Really
counter.
similar to the second
Even
game.
people who
Rico
disagree
was
with
defending.
other Season 2 and 3 changes, I think it's kind of universal that changes like...
There's also 2 counter breakers. Counter breakers do so much in a long set of things, man.
And of course, this the Shadow Ender thing was another really important change they had to make, but that seemed kind of a little easier
It hit the armor out. Justin
to
cancels
suss
his
out.
instinct as well.
Like everybody knew that had to
But
change.
it is back.
But not a lot of people really thought about the neutral thing.
Love the defensive play from Rico right now. Showing Glacius why he sometimes wins this matchup against Sabre Wolf.
18%.
Oh!
Glacius has a lot of meter.
A counter breaker so much. That's
And
big.
Justin
That could
panicking
be
there.
it for Rico Suave. And it is.
Rico Suave
There's a better combo from Rico. Does the damage ender?
The next match advances on to the grand finals to face CD Junior.
These guys are showing the highest level.
Yeah, the
of
2 changes I
defensive
like
play
the
I've
most in
ever
this
seen
game are the
Rico Suave
extra damage from
adjustments.
pokes
We'll see if
and
Justin adjusts back.
the way they made combo breakers from hard to soft knockdown and then to flip out. I think all those changes were really good for game pace.
Good.
Catches that jump
Great
back.
combo. Gets the maximum damage.
There's that white light
Glacius,
bug again.
everybody. Justin Wong, very careful of that Shadow Shatter. I like that Rico's not using it too much in the mid-range because that leaping slash is beating it every time.
But yeah, higher damage on pokes. I like high damage games in general, so
Nice crouch.
Bar.
I like that damage is high.
Rico Suave.
Fantastic move.
That's kind of one of my my nervousness or my
Confirmed damage off of it.
points of contention for early Dragon Ball fighters actually is that I think the damage is too low. I'm not super well versed in the game though,
That's
so
it. Rich, I'm getting flashbacks back when I mained Sabre Wolf.
but
Early in the
that's
days of
something
Killer
I've
Instinct
been
playing
thinking about.
Glacius.
It seems
Rico's showing it off
a
right
little
now.
low to me.
Showed it up. He's comfortable in the matchup. Now he's killing every chance.
But yeah, that and
Justin
combo
has to
breakers
jump over the
slowly
shatter.
increasing game pace between season 2 and 3.
Exactly. And Justin
The
makes
best
his
changes
way
they
in,
made
makes
for sure.
2 good reads. Rico gets locked out, and just like that, he's gonna have to pop instinct.
Oh,
That would have been huge. Justin breaks the mediums. Rico doesn't have the armor anymore.
Oh, that sucks.
that could have been.
But both people
that
dropped
could
the
have been
punish.
game dealer.
Oh my god.
This is too intense.
Yeah, it's really hard for Justin to get in. You can just
Has
see it, huh?
Justin down.
Such defense.
It's because Shatter is so fast that you can anti-air and
my
you can just
gosh.
kind of try it.
And the fireball's hitting. The
That's-
fireball's hitting. Oh, I would
That
have
was the
done.
weirdest thing I've ever
Imagine. Imagine, Max.
seen. You just have to believe right now.
Believe.
Oh.
It's
Oh my god,
breaks
again.
mediums
Every.
again. Gets the raw overhead.
Yeah, Justin's keep.
Embrace the heavy
What
on the
another
first
guess.
hit.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Rico Suave is going into grand finals against CD Junior. Oh my gosh! I
Man,
don't
Justin
believe
worked
it.
hard.
I
the whole
do
set.
not believe it. A rare counter pick from Rico against Justin Wong using Glacius
T-Swag.
takes it.
T-Swag. There was a T-Swag that just like bam.
Team
CD
Swag,
Junior's
hashtag YOLO.
disappeared.
I don't
Already
believe it.
emotional, and he hasn't.
This is one of the greatest
Him and his
moments
training
I've
partner
ever
in
seen.
grand finals.
And me and Rich have been through a lot of these and seen a lot of them. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I agree, Storm. Yeah, I think it was the easiest change to make, though. That's what I think. There was like an obvious solution there.
Yep.
People who played the game were like, yeah, for sure, this should
We have
change.
a battle of East Coast
There's no reason why it
greats
shouldn't,
right
and
here.
the
Two of
solution was
guys have
obvious.
been playing ever since the
I
game.
don't think everybody initially wanted combo breakers to change, or wanted first hit bonus to change.
Potentially, it's
So,
gonna be a little weird
those changes were a bit
because
more,
before we saw CD and Rico fight each other in winners,
And
and it didn't
you know,
go in Rico's favor. at
unobvious,
all.
I suppose, is
Almost
the
a
word.
Dominating performance from CD Junior.
Then we're gonna jump right into our grand finals. But so even
I want to
if
quickly watch that
Rico
ending
Suave
again.
Is able to take that first match. He has to run it back again. Imagine, Max.
You just have to believe.
Because
right
I was
now.
kind of not paying attention.
It's oh my
God,
breaks
again,
mediums
every-
again.
I was gonna say this is the wrong use of shadow by Justin. He should know by now that he should never use the shadow here. If he wants to make life back up, this is not how you do it. And huge guest break from Rico, and that's unblockable. So you know,
Oh my god!
and then
oh my
counter
god!
break.
Oh my god!
And that was a safe counter breaker, I think. Well, he's probably able to punish, but it was far enough away that it was going to be safe-ish.
Oh Rico Suave's going into grand finals against CD Jr. Hates that one too.
Especially with the way that CD played it that last
Oh,
match,
this is
right?
just button check. I'm like, what the heck?
You know,
I don't remember this.
you can count on
All right.
CD Jr.
Wait a minute, is this a button check?
Let's see.
All right, so Rico tries
What's
Juggle,
happening?
What's happening, Rich?
What's happening?
which I feel like he gives away a game here.
No, okay. I think the name
Because
is
he gets blown up really bad, if I remember right.
Yeah, Rico Suave is Rico Suave is Jago. Okay, it was just flipped around, no problem. And we got CD Jr. of course sticking with Sadirah. I don't think I've ever seen Rico use Jago, so a very interesting switch here.
Wow, great hit confirm
Guess
right
break from
there.
Rico.
And Rico Suave.
And no, 4 dash out of the mix-up. Interesting.
Right now, or shown right now, that CD Jr. versus Rico Suave.
DP? It's hard to DP Sadirah. You're never quite sure what she's going to do in the air, but I'd like to see Rico do more challenging here.
How Rico makes the adjustment.
Another guest break is wrong.
Goes into Shadow Ender. Quick confirmed damage.
No DP there.
I do think that the reason Rico might be going with this match and specifically using Jago, he needs the uppercut. He needs a shadow uppercut that Fulgore doesn't have. Fulgore needs to preserve that meter, and Jago gets a lot of meter.
I've honestly thought that he was actually going to go for Sabre Wolf. This is so crazy from when we spent the past 30 seconds talking about the character
really,
selection.
yeah, exactly.
But it is what
You can
it
see
is,
approaching
right? That's
Sadirah as she's running away is really tough, right? There's really no way you can get in on her without putting yourself at risk of something.
Just barely.
And if she has a life lead, knowing that she can do like spin to win eventually, it's just really hard to come back.
Jago also gets frame advantage on his
There's the
normals
end here. There's the DP I
when he's
wanted.
in instinct.
Hell yes, guys. Don't forget, if you guys got questions, use hashtag Evo2000.
The fact that she can land without any recovery from her Widow Bite attacks is just really strong in this version. Because it means she just controls the fight with runaway, and stages are pretty big, so you know. Oh, he tried to end here for sure.
Is a very hard tool to use in this
Please
fight.
get him.
But Rico lands the manual combo, gonna get fantastic damage off this. A good 50%. 51. Ah, that was close.
This is Unbreakable in Season 1. DP? Okay, that works too. But unfortunately, he's one hit away from losing this entire game.
Like I was just saying, one of the better tools that Jago has, but in this
And look at
fight,
that trade, right?
double-
They traded with jump brown houses. This is start of round 2, right? So they both have full red life. Watch this trade. They both counter hit each other too. Watch this damage.
Like I was just saying,
Donk. It's the damage. Look at this. You can see it better here. It's like nothing. It's like a tickle.
That Jago has, but in this fight, Sadirah can double jump over that.
Not only that, but she can also shadow Widow through.
People who were saying that KI Season 1 had a lot better neutral, I think they really underestimated how little neutral actually gets you.
A lot of patience from
Like
both players right
landing
here.
pokes,
And CD Jr. does have
unless you do have the shadow for the ender,
One
but even
touch,
then,
the potential is 60%
you know,
damage.
anti-airing, for example, not rewarded in this game. Fireball's not rewarded in this game because they don't do any damage.
That jump cancel ability, the ability to keep throwing out webs.
Yeah.
It kind of, the problem was kind of,
Exactly.
I don't want to say eliminated. He's dead.
He just got the hit. We're 25 seconds in, and Rico Suave is about to lose a ton of life unless he can break right here. That
No.
was a crouching heavy. He didn't break it. Still has instinct.
62, and he's still got more instinct, so don't get hit again.
He can't do anything. He has to just sit there.
Oh, there's a
Drop
drop.
the combo. Rico Suave has his instinct now. Oh no! Misses the lockout, drops the combo.
Heavy linker.
Multiple
Yeah,
linkers,
well,
goes
you know.
for a little bit too preemptive from Rico.
I don't think it was that bad of a try.
I don't know about his pick with Jago. We'll see. if he
Although
makes
I don't
any
think CD Jr.
adjustments.
had any real
Rico
incentive to
is
break
not
there.
at the advantage here. He's gonna get 2 more rounds to make the decision because he literally has to win like 6 games straight. He's in losers. Nice.
Wow, great tiger up right there.
I do like that Rico's identifying.
Wow, he did.
that
He
the
picked. I didn't
Widow's
realize he
Bite
picked Jago
actually
twice in a row.
do not have that much block stun. You can't uppercut.
That is a punish.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
that was still -6, even in Season 1. But it was invincible. The startup of Shadow Fireball was invincible in Season 1.
Look at this poking right
Big
now.
lockout. Jago's got some of the best ground normals in the entire
So yeah,
game.
you heard me right
Jr.
there.
and his
The Fireball was
efficiency
invincible.
With Sadirah, it's making it look like she has even better.
DP, yep.
Good uppercut.
But look at the damage. I actually wasn't looking at the damage. This is counter hit too. Okay. That was probably like 8%.
Good uppercut. Ooh,
You know, counter hit DP in season 2 and 3 were big time. Bad drop.
Right now.
Rico dropped the manual.
And I think that's a problem, right? When you jump back,
There's a reaction break.
You know, the things that are actually going to help you at this
I
level
don't
in
fault
the
him.
game aren't things that you do every day.
I think Rico is going for a
I think I probably would have broken there if I was a CD Junior, so I don't fault Rico for the read.
I think also the combo level.
Unfortunately, he's about to die.
Difficulty that he's achieving or
Yeah.
trying
And
to
this
go
is
for
this is such a bad spot.
is
It's the worst
way
possible
beyond his
spot.
skill level at the
potentially
moment.
maybe too high for a counter pick like this.
Yes.
We saw Rico go 3 and out, or actually 0 and 3.
One chance and extra web damage too. 61.
Huge lead right now.
And he can do another one if he lands the hit.
Oh, whip grab. Can't approach because of the web. There it goes. Knocks it out with medium.
Guess break.
And breaks the lights.
That's a good block. Although in season 1 that was really hard to punish. It was like -5 only, and the block stun was really high.
Oh my gosh.
You get to see how far Shadow Wind Kick goes in season 1.
That's gonna.
Look at that. The whole screen, dude.
That's gonna. Oh my.
It's crazy
gosh.
far.
I do hope Rico makes a character adjustment after this one, because right now I do not believe his Jago is going to be able to make this counter hard enough. That's going to do it.
Ultra
That's
too,
an opener.
yeah.
CD
Crazy.
Junior takes it. CD Junior is
Man,
one game away
people,
from being the killer
CD Junior was
instant
better at opener
2014
ultra
champion.
than people in season 3 are.
He's kind of upset right now. Rico just trying to look to the
He
sky.
doesn't look
trying to
happy
find
at all.
out. Nope.
Both these guys definitely play each other a lot, but they are absolutely rivals. Don't get in your mind that they're really good close friends. When they talk to each other like they.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, Storm. You say that you could have abused Sadirah's tools if you knew how to play. And I think a lot of people didn't know how to play this game. I mean, not only the good players, because it was just so new at the time, but also people who were new to the scene didn't know how to play because they were new to fighting games too. So when you have fond memories of older games, which is totally legit, you just have to temper it with the expectation that the game was not really as it seemed. You know, we can go back here now and watch all the mistakes and watch this and the decision making. You know, we have the advantage of 3 years of hindsight to look at this, right? But yeah, it's important to place your memories in the right frame so that you're not thinking that you were playing something that you weren't playing.
Comes in.
So it's going to be Sabre Wolf all the way through unless Rico is able.
You know, if I was better, if I knew all this stuff that I know now, I could have made this game look really broken, is the sentiment, right?
But here it is. Grand finals here at EVO 2014. CD Junior with Sadirah versus Rico.
But the
Suave
idea
Sabre.
is the game was really fun because it was a new engine. This idea of combo breaking was really new at the time. It was implemented, you know, decently well in season 1.
Gets the first combo.
Although risk reward not quite where it needed to be, but you know the idea was cool. These characters were really cool. The soundtrack and stuff, you know, everybody was making new friends around this new engine.
From Rico.
So all that stuff is totally legit and reasonable, and reasons to like season 1, which is why I like it.
And if you can't continue it on, it's almost like no, there was no damage dealt.
Exactly. Sadirah is not going to go in at all. She is going to wait this out because Sabrewolf and his powerful ground commands. There we go. That's exactly what he needed.
No, I wish people would stop using meter on that linker.
The 1-4-5 again, which is
CD
so
Junior,
hard.
so brave. Catches him on the grab. Rico gets locked out early.
Sadirah with no meter, so this makes sense that she's trying to extend. Gets 43%, not bad,
And he gets
That's
it
a
right.
punish.
and built a lot of meter.
Oh, punish right there.
Good block.
Oh, and the
Unfortunately, this instinct meter is kind of the ticking time bomb, right? Can Sadirah kill Sabre? That'd be really cool.
Nice shadow counter, a little too early. Breaks the light.
Breaks the light, man.
CD Junior is so on point. in
Yeah,
this
that's gonna
tournament,
work.
More than I've ever seen
Remember, that's 0 frames in season 1.
CD Junior.
So this is the freeze frame. This is where you're getting hit. There's nothing. There's no extra time passing after this.
Junior is so on point in this tournament, more than I've ever seen anyone.
Nice tech.
Right now, Sadirah just needs to make herself.
Sadirah running away until she feels like she needs to pop instinct.
Big combo, big damage. Rico's gonna take the first light.
Right, well now I think if she lands a good clean hit, she will pop instinct. Because she'll get another one.
It's what he needed to do to get that
Yeah,
win.
she's gonna fish with that stand medium kick.
There's something there. Hopefully Rico gets a read.
Oh.
We need to make this grand finals.
I think that was an input mistake.
Some in there. CD Junior has been showing an extremely
Maybe not, I don't know.
performance throughout all of the
Not sure what.
Killer Instinct
There it is. Yeah,
finals.
he is gonna pop
And he's
it.
gonna
Makes
land
sense.
the big one.
And again, just like we mentioned earlier, he's down to throw it out in the first part.
Oh, and he gets locked out. That does it. CD Jr. is going to have about a quarter instinct going into the final life bar.
Yeah, but I don't think he can use this extra instinct, can he? Yeah, I tried. Oh, we got it.
Champion.
Wow. This is a lot of damage. Okay, that was an important break. Still 23% though.
This is going to be big. Goes for the confirmed damage. Just ahead in life. Rico does have instinct. And he got a big lockout. I'd pop instinct. Oh my gosh.
No, definitely don't pop instinct there. Even with the damage bonus, it's not worth it.
That could have been it.
The power neutral is way better.
Does have instinct.
Man, he can still die here. Okay, not anymore, but he definitely could have died.
Goes now back into the game with 2 matches to 1. Sabre Wolf is the answer for this matchup, and you can see CD.
Do you think the Kilogore fund should go towards a new KI or a pro tour for the current KI? No, I don't think it should go to a new KI. I don't think... We didn't pay money for that. They shouldn't change it. They should spend it on what we donated. Yeah, I don't think they should. Obviously, I mean, no, I don't think they're making a new Killer Instinct. I don't think they will. So I don't think they should put money. They should not lie about what they fund rose, right? They should put the money towards what we donated for. And if they want to fund a new Killer Instinct, then they should do it legit. They shouldn't take donations from something else.
Learns enough about the match. CD Jr. does not have a counter pick. He plays a little bit.
I'm personally not a big fan of everybody having a 1-frame shadow counter. Well, it's not 1 frame. It's 8 frames. But yeah, they're all faster. I think it's probably a bit too fast. If I was in charge of the game, I probably would give everybody the same shadow counter but make it like 10 frames. But if we're honest, it doesn't actually really change that much. People think it changes a lot more than
Jumps up.
it does.
That jumping heavy punch from Sabre Wolf. One of the better air-to-air normals.
You want shadow counters to work on jabs. Do you want shadow counters to work on jabs or not? That's the question. If it works on jabs, then it doesn't matter if it's 8 or 10 frames. Are you saying that you don't like the higher active frame window, which maybe is legit? I don't know, maybe they buffed it a bit too far. But you know, you can still bait shadow counters the same way. It's not like they're so good that they dominate the strategy, right?
Could see that, but he chose not to break it in fear of the counter breaker. Wow.
Great throws.
And so Sabre Wolf is terrifying on the ground, especially against a character like Sadirah.
You kind of don't want them to work on jabs, huh? I mean, that's an interesting opinion. I think it doesn't matter if it works on jabs or not. Although I think if I had to pick, I would probably pick that it does work on jabs.
Instinct as a resource is Sadirah's most highly valuable commodity.
I guess the main reason that you might... That was good. The main reason you think that they shouldn't work on jabs is because jabs have high KV and low damage. So they should be safe offense. But I think offense in KI is so strong that you have to be able to guess with shadow counter. Meter is... Oh, jeez. One guess. Oh, wrong guess. Yeah, and smart of CD Jr. to not do a manual there, just auto double and kill. Yeah, he lost his instinct and his meter, but he killed the health bar. So he's going to build the instinct back here, and you know, you're good to go. Obviously, the health bar is number 1 priority. Oh, Rico. Nice tech.
Just go for the combo, Rico. Oh, he could have gotten Shadow Eclipse.
See, look, Sadirah built all this. Okay, he's dead here, but he built this much instinct. So like, I don't know what Rico's doing, but he gave her this much more instinct. But you know, he was at like a 3rd instinct in a bar and a half.
Almost.
So very clearly the right choice by CD Jr.
Rico waiting for a moment to use his. I'd imagine Rico's going to use his instinct to counter hers. That's big.
Goodness,
he keeps going for the throws. CD Jr. on point with the throw text right now.
Yeah, no, Strom, you make a good point. I think I'm decently happy with the way shadow counters work now. I think I would slow them down maybe slightly. No, maybe I wouldn't slow them down. I would make the active window maybe slightly less. But I don't, you know, they're not changing it anymore clearly, and I think it doesn't break the game or anything. I think it's fine. I know some people who don't like the new shadow counters, and it was one of the reasons they stopped playing Season 3. I won't name names, but maybe that person is watching. I think, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's their decision to have an opinion on that, but I don't know. I think it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, it impacts the game, but I don't think it's a deal breaker to me anyway.
It's big.
So CD Junior is up.
You know, it costs meter. Meter's scarcer in Season 3 than it was in Season 1 and 2.
Oh, the timer is now a thing.
Championship point.
So, you know, if you want to spend meter on a guess reversal,
That could be big in this
just stop the scary offense. It's not a bad choice.
Oh, counterbreaker!
And he wins!
CD Junior gets a KI if he finishes this combo.
What a combo. CD Junior, what are you doing?
CD Junior gets a...
That's not the input for Sadirah's Ultra, right?
Oh, counterbreaker!
But he has meter. Obviously, you shouldn't even bother. Just do the meter ender.
CD Junior gets a KI if he finishes this combo.
He must have tried Ultra, but
Oh my God! Brace it!
this is a really bad combo choice. It creates fake hype.
He can go into instinct to make it safe.
What the heck was that? Did you see that? Why did he get pushed back here?
Go into instinct to make it safe.
That was weird. Can you imagine if that happened on the grand finals of Season 3 stage? People would be spamming IG sucks, frickin' fix your game on Twitter right after, right? Everybody here is like, oh my goodness, this is so hype.
Everyone is speechless right
They didn't even
now.
notice. They're too busy thinking about something else.
Impossible.
10 seconds.
This is going to be nearly impossible for Rico.
No, don't bet it there, guy.
CD Junior's gonna take it.
That's the wrong place to bet
Should
it.
be over.
Impossible.
10 seconds.
This is going to be nearly impossible for Rico.
I mean, he's so far away from dying and you don't have meter. He's not breaking. You have to cash out and then put him in a scary spot and then do it, right?
Breaker. CD Junior's gonna take it. Your Killer Instinct 2014 champion is Sadirah.
Congratulations to CD Junior as well as to Rico Suave and all
CD Junior's really
300 plus
happy.
people that entered. You guys made this game what it is today.
Absolutely.
It's an honor to be here to commentate with my great friend Maximilian.
Rich, always a pleasure, man.
And of course, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this event. It's getting bigger and bigger every year.
It really is.
And
for
we
all
get
you
to
guys,
see
thank
Rico
you.
very
Thank you much
nonplussed
to our
about the whole
players.
situation.
They're having a very emotional moment. He's been working for this one for the past 7 months
yes,
straight.
non-stop. This
Well,
is
good
where
for CD
gladiators
Jr..
meet. In this one dome,
He played a very
the
strong
city of
character,
Sin
but so
here
did
in
everybody
Las
else.
Vegas.
He's gonna make me cry, dude.
Let's go. Everybody give it up for
Great
CDR.
stuff to CD Jr.
Nobody was
This kid
stopping
really has worked
his opponents
butt
from picking
off,
Sadirah
man,
too,
and,
so
you know, it pays off.
good job.
No matter what happens at the end of the day, we still got games to play, but
Still
this
got
is
games
where
to
it all
play.
matters.
Like to give a huge shout out to Double Helix, the creators of Killer Instinct Season 1, and you, Rich. Thank you guys very much.
Man,
for
I miss Filthy
one of
Rich.
the greatest fighting games I've ever played.
Yes.
Shout
I
out
really,
It's a blessing and opportunity.
I really enjoyed watching him play the Season 1
And
game,
again, guys,
and I enjoyed
this is
watching
just the beginning.
him
We are
interact
far
with the
from over
community.
here at EVO
So it's kind of a bummer that
We have the world's premier
he wasn't
fighting
involved in
game
the future
played for
of the
everybody
game.
at
We're going to
home.
have the award ceremony for Killer Instinct in just a second. For any of you guys that are looking forward to Killer Instinct Season
Season 2 was your favorite outside of Maya and Conra?